Okay. And we're live. Sorry. I hit the wrong cam setup.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I was like, whoops, wait.
Yeah.
The second one I created. Okay, we're good now. We're good. Everything's fine.
Professionals.
We're professionals. This is all according to plan. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of Darkness in Darvasta from my Chimera Collective campaigns. And this is episode 4. And we are down one player today, but they were going to be joining us later, so probably around like 8ish. So we can look forward to that. My brain's a little muddled because life. I'm getting married and I am getting a house, and it's just boggled my brain. So you guys will have to forgive me if I'm a little like, bleh! But it's all good things, right? All good things. So players, how is everybody? You guys know how I'm doing. What about you?
I got a head cold.
You actually sound okay. You were saying that you were worried about your voice, but like you sound normal to me. So you got it under lockdown, it sounds like.
Well, I took a fuck ton of over-the-counter meds, so.
Medication. Cool.
You're going to be nose down by halftime is what you're saying, right?
I purposely don't take the nighttime stuff because I don't like artificial sleep. It makes me feel weird when I wake up.
Well,
That's fair.
If you're anything, hopefully you're not like me, where the daytime stuff still puts you asleep.
Oh, geez.
Oh, God, no.
That's got to be a struggle when you're sick. Ugh.
I just make sure it's not a daytime, not a nighttime. Those ones that don't say either on them, they're safe.
Oh, well, it's good to see all your faces. I'm happy it's Monday, or, on our other, game Monday, I guess I should say, since we're every other Monday. I'm excited to see what you guys are going to do. We left off with the crew in a bit of danger. They got word that there was a surface-to-air missile, essentially, an arcane one, that was a dud upon impact, but its casing has been degrading in these poisonous, like, acidic fields. And so there's been some great concern that if the casing completely goes, it'll set off this arcane charge and cause a enormous blast that will essentially destroy the nearby town. And so even though there's been some other things like hellhounds and some, weird activities going on that have been on the group's radar, their focus has been kind of pulled in that direction, as that's, pressing in terms of time. They had a pleasant evening at a bar the night before, but in the morning they got down to business and headed out towards this minefield with their guide, this little funky dark gnome. I want to say I named him Boric. Let me look at my notes again on my NPCs. Yes, Boric. There's lots of names because I tend to be NPC heavy with my games for some reason because I like to torture myself. So but he led you guys out to the minefields, and upon getting there, you guys kind of were planning on taking it slow. You saw there was these mortar trenches filled with this poisonous gas in places. You can see that there's the man-made trenches that they did when they were, fighting. Like, this looks to be like it was at one point a part of the front lines, but has since been dormant. There's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be done. There's a lot of bodies encased in the mud. This place is essentially just a graveyard of sorts, but a very dangerous one, as you have learned that there are hidden mines in the mud, and along with these kind of poisonous gases and carrion type creatures that are inhabiting this land, feeding off of the festering filth that's been left behind in this place. while you're trying to locate a bomb. You know, what else should I throw at you? Do you think I've thrown enough? I don't know. Maybe I need more. Yeah, let's have a dragon show up.
The continent we're on could be a world dragon. I mean, you know,
yeah,
it happens.
It happens. So, a few of you made some smart decisions. Sefthi, who's played by HP Fox, who is our player who's absent right now, they have their detect magic up, and with that, they're able to pinpoint the locations nearby of a certain type of mine. A mine that has specifically arcane components to it. There are some mechanical mines that their detect magic cannot pick up on, but it was good quick thinking, and they have that up, so they will be able to ping that. And even though they're not here, I'll move them around safely. I'm going to kind of have them hang back a little bit, but as they move around, if they reveal any more of those arcane based mines, you guys will know those locations, and I will mark them on the map, assuming that they would point those out. So far, I think I revealed that they found the placement of one. After kind of reviewing the battlefield after our game and cleaning up some of my notes, I realized that I missed that they were actually within the radius of a second one. So I went ahead and marked that on the map as well. So there's 2 locations of the arcane base mines that they would have pointed out. So that I marked on the map for you guys. In the course of you guys trying to quietly make your way out, Fudge did cast Pass Without a Trace. You guys were being pretty successful at kind of stealthing out. And then Sybil accidentally stepped on someone's, like, one of the dead guy's armors, and it kind of made this crinkly, crunchy sound, we'll say. I don't think we actually said what it was, but she made a sound, and it alerted a ghast, or this creature. You guys don't exactly know what it is, but it's this undead creature that's feeding on the dead, that comes crawling out of this poisonous pit you guys were standing beside, and immediately goes to attack Sybil. In the ensuing chaos, Crystal shoots with her rifle, and you hear that blast kind of echoing off in this, like, flat land, and you hear the sounds of other growling, snarling sounds of things that have been alerted to your presence because of this activity. And that's where we kind of left you guys, was in the middle of this battle scenario, as taking the quiet, calm, slow approach, for the moment at least, is no longer an option. So let's see how you guys handle that going forward. I know there's a few other things that are up. We've got Spirit Guardians that's up right now, and I know that Sybil has a special thing up on, in particularly Crystal's magic weapon up on Crystal's gun. So I think that kind of catches up our audience. So let's just dive right into it. The music, however, needs to change because it is much too upbeat. That was just recap music. But now we need the Let's Get Serious music, and I'll bring us over to our map screen as well. Map overlay. Music. Can't remember which one I had before, so we'll just pick something that seems appropriate. See what that one sounds like. Okay. So we're starting off back at the top of the turn order with Fudge and Muffalo. What would you two like to do? Since you clearly can tell you've heard some snarls, you hear, particularly you sense and you can hear activity. You're sort of on the ledge of one of the man-made trenches, and you hear activity down below. as well as seeing the figure right in front of you, and you knew that there were some other dangers further up on the other side of this mortar hole.
When I look down into this thing down there, does it look like we've drawn the attention of those ones down there?
So you glance down and you see that one of them is actually like got his claws in the mud and is looks like he's about to try to pull himself up towards you, and the other one was kind of hunched over a dead body, but when you look over, his head is snapped in the direction of the gunfire, and it sees you, and his eyes light up with recognition of, oh, there's something there.
I will, how far down does that one that's kind of trying to crawl his way up, how far down from the side of it?
So these trenches are probably about 8 feet.
Okay.
And he's pretty close to the surface.
So it looks like I can walk over there and just stab him right in his face.
I would say he's probably, yeah, within your range.
I'm just going to move to the front of him. And I'm going to bash him. Well, stab him. I'm going to stab him in his face. This isn't considered prone for him, though, right? Him crawling up, or...
Depends on what you're going to do. I think, yeah, just go ahead. He's not considered prone.
Okay.
I think he's used to this terrain, so he could probably skitter out of the way. So I'm not going to give him disadvantage or anything.
Okay. A 16. Yeah.
16 does hit. They just have natural armor.
Also, I'm going to also... Hold on, I gotta remember my character.
Sure.
I believe...
While you're looking that up, I'll say for flavor-wise, when you stab down, you use a spear, correct?
Yeah.
So when you stab down, you get them kind of right in the clavicle, kind of straight down. Get a good kind of solid hit in. Kind of making him slide back down a little bit at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna use my favorite foe on this guy too.
Okay.
So I just added D4 damage on top of that.
Nice, yeah, do it.
It's just something I do after I hit a creature. Okay. Ooh, that's almost max damage.
Dang. Poor guy.
15 points of, I believe, piercing damage. Yes.
Got it. Yeah, good solid hit, forcing him to kind of slide down a little bit. Oh, yay! Welcome, HB Fox. Let me go over to our other overlay screen. Hopefully everything will just pop into place. I think it did. I think we're good. Yay! Okay. We don't need to take a break. We're good. Welcome. We literally just got started because I got the recap done, and this is still the very top of the round, so perfect timing.
Perfect.
I'm gonna attack him again because I get 2 attacks.
Do it.
I think I have 2 attacks. It's been a little while since we played this.
Yeah.
Yes, 2
I know
attacks.
the 2 weeks thing, it takes getting used to. I feel the same way with our Withered Waste game all the time. I was like, wait, what has she got again going on? What spells did I prepare?
A 13 to hit.
13 misses. So you stab down and you lift it up to go in and take another strike down, but this time he's slid down to where his feet are kind of more planted, and he kind of reaches up and just kind of grabs and shoves your spear out of the way.
Okay.
And you see him kind of like, and his tongue just kind of lolls long, and it just kind of whips around unnaturally as he looks at you.
I'm gonna look over at Muffalo and give him the old face of it's time to attack, big guy. And then I'm gonna slide over to a little bit over, and then Muffalo is gonna stomp his way over.
Okay. You're right on the edge, and it is fairly slippery mud right there. So can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sure.
It's a fairly low DC. It's just it's kind of difficult.
A dexterity check or saving?
Saving throw.
That is a unnatural 20.
Okay, you're fine.
Muffalo's gonna run up and he is going to look down on this little dude. And he will do his attack also. Just to make sure I can doing this all right.
What is his range? Because he's kind of closer to the ground now, so there's probably about 3 feet between him and the creature now.
It's just a normal like melee 5 feet attack.
Okay.
Like any other melee attack.
Yeah. Okay, I'll allow it. He could probably reach his head.
Here, could we do a check with the viewers that our volumes are okay? Someone has texted me that we may
Oh
need to-
yeah. What's up with the volumes, guys? Let me know. Did someone let you know specifics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
They said you're fine, but we all seem to be low. So I
low?
don't know
Okay.
if other people are.
I will turn people up. All right, we'll see if that's better.
Okay. I'm going to do an attack with Muffalo. That is going to be a 15 to attack.
15 does hit.
Cool. That will be uh, 9 points of slashing damage. So he just reaches down and claws him with his bear claws.
Very nice. And Muffalo, as he reaches down and just slashes across this thing's face as it's whipping its weird tongue around, Muffalo tries to kind of grab for it, like gashing into his face. But at the same time, Muffalo is precariously on this slippery, muddy ledge. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw as he feels the ground kind of slip and crumble beneath his paws?
Mm-hmm. That is going to be an 11.
Okay, that's enough for now. So he feels that slip and his arm kind of slips a bit, but he's a four-legged creature. He just shifts the weight to his back legs, kind of rears up a little bit and kind of reorients himself a little bit better on the ledge there.
And that will be it for me.
Awesome. Sefthi.
Have the trio to the north noticed us?
Yes.
The ruckus that we're making?
Yes, the gunfire pretty much alerted almost everything in the immediate vicinity. You gather, you did hear specifically some snarls in that direction. Even if you weren't looking in that direction, you heard some that way. You heard some over in the direction of where Fudge is. You also heard some in the direction across the path over here, but you don't see anything over there yet. But you can hear like sounds that something or multiple things have been alerted to your presence with the sound of a loud kind of echoing shot.
Okay. And do I have eyes on this guy here, or is he too low down in the crater there for me to see him properly?
He has gotten himself up out of the crater at that point, I believe. So he is standing kind of right in front of Sybil, engaging with her.
Okay. I think I will, in that case, target him with a chill touch.
Okay. He is on the edge. I will say that if anyone, felt like trying to push him in, he is very precariously on the edge of that.
It's very tempting to just Spartacus him back down there.
Yeah.
But strength is not my strong suit.
Fair.
So,
that's fair.
I need dice, which I don't have out at the moment. 1 second.
Trust me, I share that temptation as I'm standing right in front of us, and I have the strength to do it.
And one thing you missed is the red X's on the screen are locations that your detect magic is picking up on some mines.
Gotcha. Okay, what is my modifier to this?
Should anyone want to make use of those.
A 22 hit him?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so as per usual for my chill touch, you see that mummified hand kind of grasp onto the side of his face and pull at the spirit within. And that is, what is that, D8? I feel so unprepared for everything. That is amazing. That's going to be 15 necrotic damage.
Nice.
And he cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn, and because he's undead, he also has disadvantage on all attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
Nice. So he has disadvantage on all attack rolls against you until your next turn. Okay.
And then I'm going to stay where I am, but I would like to point out to Sybil, if I can, approximately where those red X's are that I'm detecting.
I'll take note.
So we've got someone in chat saying that I'm twice as loud as everyone else, but I think all of the volume sets are what I hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you all sound fine to me, but I don't know how to control myself.
Check your OBS and
Do an
and
OBS.
see if your level is set, like you see if you're pegging
What?
on the mixer.
All of what you said is like a
I'm
foreign
like,
language to me. Hashtag new to streaming.
Yeah, and they just texted me that Sybil is quiet, but
Just turn talking to this one.
okay.
Hold on, let me mute. Hold on, technical difficulties.
Just you can just
We are professionals.
turn. See the slider there
Yeah.
next to it,
No.
right below it.
This.
Thing, yeah, that's a slider. No, you can just. I would turn it up more than that. Right about there.
Okay.
We'll see if if there's still issues, then you just do that.
Okay, guys, is that better? Other people talk.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was the bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
Talking?
More talking.
And more talking.
Okay, hopefully that's good. Let me know if it's still a problem. Hoping that was okay. Thank you for letting us know. Bullets be damned. Appreciate that. Please continue to give us notes, so I can adjust it, because like I said, hashtag new to streaming, so adjustments will be made.
I think streaming is one thing, but I think this is another whole level entirely.
A little bit, yeah. There's all these tabs and things to keep track of, DMing at the same time, so okay, so Sefthi, is there any additional movement or anything you would like to do before you end your turn?
No, I'm going to stay right where I am, and like I mentioned, I'm going to point out to Sybil where that red X is that's quite close to her, just so she doesn't accidentally step on it.
That's a good call. That is a good call. Do I have all of my dudes on one? Did I not set them up right? Oh, I think because more dudes got introduced right at the end, so I need to roll for them for initiative. That's what happened. Because it was just the one dude, and then it became all the dudes. So let me add him to the tracker. And I think I'll just have both of those guys go. Yeah, we'll just do all the ghouls and all the ghasts at the same time to keep it simple.
So if it's their turn starting and they're in the Spirit Guardian, I need a saving throw.
Let me see if it's their turn or not. They rolled a 7, so for the ghouls. It is the ghast's turn. So, yeah. So they need to do a saving throw?
Yep.
Okay. And it looks like 2 of them are in the range of the guardians. One fails, and the other what is this, a constitution? Or
DC 15, and it is a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, sorry. Okay. They got a 13, so that's a fail. So both fail.
Alrighty, so let's roll some d8s. Woohoo! Oh, and if they're any kind of spelling affected, affected creature's speed is halved, so their speed is now halved because they failed their saves.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a crap roll. 9, so that's 9 points of either radiant or necrotic, depending if they are good or evil.
Okay.
If they are evil, it's necrotic. Oh, I'm sorry. If I am good, so it's radiant. Sorry, I misread that. That's a really garbage roll.
They're both still up. So that happened, and then they are going to try. The one in front of Sybil is gonna try to grapple you, Sybil. It's probably a dumb move, but that's what it wants to do.
Alright.
That's what's in its nature. While it's standing next to this hole.
I got a 15.
Okay, it got a 16.
Okay. I rolled kind of crappy, so.
I'm surprised that it got you, to be honest.
I rolled a 9.
So it grapples you, and then it's going to use its. This is where I might need.
It goes at half speed if it wants to move.
It basically just wants to take one step and drop with you. So
I mean, I'm holding my breath right now, so he can do it. Let's do this.
So he is going to attempt to do that. I'm trying to think if I need to if I owe you any other rolls for this, because he's trying to drag you against your will.
I think once you're grappled, they can move you as long as they're moving at half speed. Isn't that right, HP Fox?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are certain things that affect that, but base rule is, you can force move a creature at half speed.
Okay. So all it's doing is taking one step, and then just kind of like grabbing onto you and falling. So the 2 of you fall into the pit. So he's holding on to you. We'll say you're like there.
Hi guys.
And you guys don't even this like green mist that's coming out of these mortar trenches is so thick that you literally see her just disappear. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage from the fall as you clank against what appears to be like, you can't see anything, but you heard the sound of like metal on metal, like your body hit other metal. And when you kind of try to move around a little bit and put your hands down, you can feel something kind of squishy and then other parts that are hard. And it's creating a really bad mental image of what is probably at the bottom of this pit. But you technically can't see it. And you have your olfactory senses closed up, so I am not describing the smell. But you imagine it's probably not great.
Second reason for not breathing right now.
Inside you have like some arcane kind of senses, and you can tell like basically what there's some innate sense that you get through the runes that make up how you are animated. And you get the sense that it's like if you were a robot from our times or something, like warning flashes would be going off, like and you can tell that even though you're not breathing it in, this poison is acidic to the makeup of what you're made of. Like and you can feel it kind of getting in to your insides too. So it's still damaging you even though you're not breathing into it. But you do have your resistances and whatnot that you normally have. But a few things are going to happen when you're in there. So I'm going to need you to make a con save for me first.
This is against poison?
It is against poison. So
okay.
you can roll with your advantage. Yes, correct.
Same thing twice. You need a con save?
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Unfortunately, that is a fail. So make it, I think it was this one. You take 13 points of poison damage. But if you have that natural resistance, you'll be half that.
Yes.
And that's it for you for this particular situation.
And remind me again how con saves work, because I never remember. I'm concentrating on a spell, so.
Oh, for concentration. So
yeah.
It has to do with, most of the time the DC is 10, but if you take over, what is the damage level, guys?
The DC for it is either 10 or half the damage taken, whichever is higher.
Okay. So it's 10.
I need to roll for the other, so I took 2. Okay, so I made both of them, so I'm still concentrating on magic.
Okay.
Magic weapon. Got
it. Good thinking. Good checking and remembering that. So I am not keeping track of all that stuff. So that's what happens with Sybil, and that was this creature's action. He did that. There is, let me see if this matters to you. Since you are not breathing anything in, that effect does not matter to you. So that is good. The rest of you, this other guy down here is going to kind of move over because he doesn't like the look of the big owl thing. But he's going to try to reach up and try to grapple you, Fudge. So he kind of crawls up and tries to grab your leg and wants to try to pull you down. So give me a contested. You could do strength, or you could do athletics or acrobatics.
Cool.
So he got a... it's 21.
Oh, I got an 18.
Yeah, he got an 18 on the die, but he's got pretty good strength. So he grabs you and kind of takes a movement back, taking you with him. So you fall down into the trench, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit some different various weapons that have been discarded down there and tools. But that's all he can do right now. I do need a Constitution save from you because as he grabs you and pulls you down, and you're almost on top of him at this point. Actually, let's find out. I need to find out if you get to your feet or fall prone. So let me roll for him as he just kind of pulled back and fell. Give me a dexterity save. Let's see if we're prone or not. I'll set a DC in my head to see where he falls. He landed on his feet. So you want to beat a 12.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, you're fine. So he pulls you down, but you manage to slide down and land on your feet. The impact, you took a little damage, but you are not prone. Sybil, could you give me a dex there too? Just kind of backtrack a little bit. I'm going to roll it for the gas. You just need to roll over a 12. He made the throw.
14.
Okay, so you are also not prone, which is good. Back to Fudge and what's going on there. So up close, these things have this just wretched, putrid, disgusting smell and stench to them. And as you're closer, it just makes you feel immediately sick. I need a Constitution saving throw from this just awful stench coming off of this creature.
Is this a poison-related stench?
It is a poison-related stench, yes.
Okay, I do that with advantage.
Thank you, Diamond Addictions. Welcome.
That is a 16.
Okay, so with a 16, you can feel like you're sick to the stomach, and you can sense that it's trying to poison you with this like disgusting stench, but you're able to kind of shake it off. You've smelled some pretty disgusting things in your time out in the wild, so you kind of know how to filter that through. And luckily, you kind of just try to think of really pleasant flowers and try to take shallow breaths and prepare for what's going to happen next. But other than that, that's all that the creature is going to do to you at the moment, which does bring us over to Sybil, who is not prone, but at the bottom of a mortar trench with a creature whose tongue is just lolling and slopping side to side and slothering over as it stares at you. And you can see bits and pieces of him through this thick mist, but it's very difficult to see.
Does he still have a hold of me, or did he let go during the fall?
He still does have a grip on you.
Perfect. I'm more use that to orient my blade as I attack then.
Yeah, no disadvantage.
Now I know exactly where he's at.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. No way you can miss something holding on to you.
Right?
I mean, you can, I guess, but...
For a 21 to hit?
That definitely hits.
So that's a whopping 1 on the die for a total of 5 slashing damage.
5 slashing. Got it.
We can readjust and do it again.
Yeah. Just snarls at you.
A 17 to hit.
That hits.
That's better. That's a total of 11 slashing damage.
Very nice. Very, very nice. He's still up, but you feel kind of this ichor hitting you. You can tell that he's taken a good amount of damage. Is that it for you?
I think so, because I left myself grappled, so I can't really move.
Yeah, it would take an action, I believe, to try to break the grapple.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I gotta remember that for next time. So I was trying to find where all my smites went, and I was like, I'll figure it out later. So I just found it. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me then.
Got it. Crystal, what would you like to do in all this chaos?
Okay. Is there a way I can assess how loud the chaos is to know whether shooting my rifle will add significantly to the chances of attracting things or not? Or no?
Give me a wisdom check. Or insight, perception, one of those. I can make any of those work for what you're asking.
Perception would be my preference.
Then let's
so
do
I guess
that.
That would be the same as wisdom. So yeah.
Let's do that. So wisdom-based score, I'll just flavor it off of what you're perceiving.
So that would be, unfortunately, only a 9.
Okay, so you know that your shots are pretty loud. And you did, like everyone else, you heard snarling in a few different directions. Whether or not, you know that you've alerted some things. And so you kind of feel like you're in this mindset of, well, either damage has already been done and I might as well get some, make it worth what I just sacrificed and get some good hits in. Or there is a possibility I could pull in more things, but they'd probably be farther away because the sound of my rifle has already pulled in everything in this vicinity, most likely. So there's a bit of a risk, but I think that you're feeling that the risk versus reward is a little bit more in favor at this moment of thinking damage is already done. I feel like you would probably land a little more on that side, but ultimately the decision is up to you as the player. But in terms of like what you perceive, and kind of what intel you're able to gather from the situation, I feel like you have enough information to fall into that kind of range of thinking.
Okay, can I see this creature from where I am?
Which one?
This one.
No. He is you're up on on a different elevation than him. He is currently down in a man-made trench.
Okay, so I'm not aware of him.
You did hear sounds, and you know that Fudge has been fighting something in that area. Right now, most of your view is a big, fluffy owlbear butt, but so I'm not sure if you saw Fudge fall, but you know that there's things in that direction because you heard them snarling.
Muffalo's probably looking down at me very intently, like probably on the verge of jumping in.
All right, so I'm going to move to if I move here, do I still have a good footing, or if that would have to be there?
You have a better footing in that position, but the creature would have some. It would be a slightly more difficult shot if you were on the edge. But it's possible. He just has a little bit of cover.
Crystal being Crystal, I think she probably would move there. She probably would give the owl bear a fairly wide berth, I'm thinking.
Understandably.
Just because.
Still getting to know him.
Well, no, not even that so much, but just, he needs room to maneuver kind of mentality. So I would be there. So in that position, I'm going to assess what I see, which would be...
you could clearly see everything going on in that trench right now. So you see that Fudge has been pulled down and is engaging with this nasty-looking undead monstrosity. And you also see another undead creature that looks a little different. This one doesn't have the big, long, lolling tongue. This one looks like it's a slightly smaller creature, but very similar to the one that is engaged with Fudge right now. And it looks like you guys have pulled him away from a meal on a dead corpse that is beside him. But right now his eyes are focused fully on Fudge, who has been pulled into the trench and it's fresh meat. So he's kind of fully focused on that activity.
I am going to try taking a shot at him with the widow. So that would be with a regular bullet, but with the magic So the +1, I believe in that +1 goes on my attack roll, correct?
That would be a Gilly Tam question. I think she might
Oh
have
no,
stepped
that's
away.
yeah, that actually it's magic. So no.
It's a
So
+1
where
to
would-
your attack and +1 to the damage, I believe.
Yeah, it's +1
Oh,
to both.
okay. All right, perfect. Okay, well, let's hope. Okay, so that would be a 18, 19 to hit.
Nice, definitely hits. Roll that damage.
All right. Okay, finally I hit. And that would be 1d12 then +4. Oh, that's unfortunate. So that is 6 damage.
Okay. Sure it's just 6?
Pardon?
You sure it's just 6? Did you roll a
Well,
1 on your damage
I rolled
die?
a 2. I rolled
Okay.
a 2.
I was gonna say that's
unfortunately.
so low for you.
Oh yeah, well, you know,
your potential is like with Crystal. Her potential for damage is so high that it's like a matter of like, does it hit? Does it? The
Yeah,
rolls
so,
get ya. The dice gets
yeah.
ya.
Fits and spurts with that. So unfortunately,
sure.
yeah, just 4 damage, but that would be, I guess, magical damage.
Okay. Yep. I think you said it was 6 total, right?
Yes.
Yep,
6
okay.
total.
Do you have any other? I think you have 2 actions now, right?
I get 2 attacks, so
Yep.
we're going to try this again.
Go for it.
Oh, 10, which is a miss. I'm rolling just craptastically here.
The total is a 10 to hit.
The total is a 10.
Damn.
I rolled a 3. I mean, what do you do?
Well, I was gonna make
Oh,
you
just
have
a minute. Yeah, that is a d20 too.
Okay, you were checking. Yeah, good to check.
Maybe
You're
I
like,
rolled a d12.
Was that a 12? Okay. So since I need you to make a dexterity save for being on the ledge anyway, let's see if we can flavor this along with your miss. So go ahead and roll a dex save for me as you're taking aim and focusing on the shot. You feel your foot kind of slip a little bit. Oh no. Oh no, Seema.
I'm in the trench, probably 7.
Yeah, you're in the trench. So that explains why you missed your shot. So you go and you've got this.
Heels.
You have it. You've sighted right between this thing's eyes, and you just lean forward just a little too much, and whoop, tonk. And give me another dex save to see if you're prone or not on the floor there, and I'll roll the damage you take here. Just three bludgeoning damage as you kind of
Well, that's a
fall
16.
hard.
No, just a minute. That's a 15.
A 15?
15.
15. Okay, you're fine. You are not knocked prone, so you kind of fall down to the bottom of the trench, and you have a hard hit at the bottom, and you hear something kind of crack in your leg, but you're still standing. You're not knocked prone. The creature in front of you kind of like gets this like nasty kind of like almost grin as his attention gets whipped towards you after getting hit, and he snarls, and you can see that he's kind of taking position to pounce upon you now that you're in his range. So I'm gonna just slide you down to the bottom there, and it is the ghoul's turn. These guys will go ahead and I forgot to move him last time, so I'll just move him with the ghouls. So these guys are gonna move forward.
And I took three bludgeoning damage.
If they start their turn, the Spirit Guardian, they take damage.
Okay.
They need a Wisdom save.
And I took
let
3
me
damage?
move them all first, then we'll. You took 3 bludgeoning, yes. Okay. So he was 25. Let's see. Would he... Yeah, he wouldn't move forward. He's going to move towards the lowest target. I was trying to see if I could get him to hit the mine, but he would move towards the nearest target, so...
That's fair.
I'm like... I thought it would be kind of funny, but I'm not going to force it.
Is that enough to count as being in the Spirit Guardian? Because
Yeah,
your
just
first
give me a
time-
second.
Okay.
I'm trying to move them, then we'll resolve that next. Sound good? Cool. Because I'm counting. But 30, okay. Then 5, 10, 15, 30, 10, 15, 30. So all of them are now in... Oh, the Spirit Guardians is the little green circle, right? The littler one. So...
The orange one. Or is it... Or am I not seeing it correctly?
It's kind of yellowish, I guess. Yeah, that's centered around you. So it looks like... I would count 2 of them in that being hit by the Spirit Guardians right now. So let me do saves for those 2.
So this one right here doesn't count?
I said 2. Oh, okay. Sorry. Forgot about the gas down there. So 3. I was counting that one, but I forgot about the dude in the trench over there that he's caught in that too. And what was the DC again? 15?
15.
They all fail.
Yeah.
That's a high DC for them to try to hit. They ain't doing it right now.
I'll take it. It's above average. I'll take it. That's a 15. I rolled 3 5s.
Nice. Why don't they have their color associations? Hold on. These dudes lost their colors. You are... Nope, you're not pink. There's already a pink. You are green. And you... Or did I have... Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, I must have, like, hit undo on Roll20 earlier too many times, and I lost my little color associations that I had for these guys. What color were you? You were yellow. That's what you were. Okay. All right. So how much damage?
15.
15 to yellow, pink, and blue. Ooh, blue is not doing great. 6. That was just enough. So Fudge, you kind of get pulled down into this trench, but luckily, like I said, you were on your feet and you're kind of dazed a little bit, but you kind of prepare yourself and start trying to like yank yourself out of the grip of this thing, holding your spear up, getting ready to attack when you see... And what do your Spirit Guardians look like again?
Oh, they look like little weapon wielding cherubs, but their wings are like Kieran's wings when she uses any of her paladin abilities, so they look kind of like constellation like. So they're translucent and they have like wing like constellations that you can see in them.
Okay, so tiny cherubic angels with celestial wings all of a sudden start swarming on this thing, and he kind of like is trying to like distracted, starts batting at them, and you can see that even though they're so adorable and cute, for some reason they're causing his face to like melt off, and he just kind of
They're cute
is
and terrifying
attacking
at the same time.
and causing himself damage, and then you see that all of the combined kind of damage this thing has taken must have just gotten to be too much, as it makes one more kind of strangled cry and then just collapses to the ground.
Did we just kill him with cuteness?
Yes. That is accurate. So that happens. You do see the little cherubic guys. The rest of you kind of see that attacking the other 2 ghouls that have been approaching you guys. It seems like they're doing some significant damage, kind of like, I don't know if your cherubic angels have like little weapons, but if not, they're just using their hands and just kind of tearing up.
Oh no,
these things.
they have little weapons. Like some of them have little bows and arrows. Some of them have like maces and axes.
Awesome. So like a little Fey army almost is like of cherubic angels.
This little adorable like army of death swarming that field.
Awesome. And you see the ghouls are confused and angry and trying to swipe at these things. This one is in range of an attack, so he is going to take a swing at Sefthi with its claws.
So before he makes that swing,
okay, I'm not.
He
gonna look at the
does
roll.
trigger my Among the Dead ability.
Okay.
So he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
All right, that'll be the Wisdom save then. It is a 14.
14. That is a failure.
Got it. What happens?
So he has to either choose a different target for his attack or just make no attack at all.
Okay, he can't reach anyone else, so he goes to attack you, and just your eyes kind of flash, and he's just like, for some reason, gets really confused and freezes in place for a moment. Such a cool ability, I will say.
It really is.
That is such a cool
ability. It only works
ability.
against undead, but man, when it works, it's great.
It's real cool. I love it. The ghoul down in the trenches is going to make an attack on Crystal.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh, that ghoul.
Yeah, the one in front of you. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Actually, it hits.
I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw. I'm going to go ahead and roll the normal damage first.
Now, with that magic in effect, do I get a +1 on my thing,
Anytime.
or no?
No, it's when you attack or when you do damage.
Okay. So, if I just can't believe how badly I'm rolling. And I've got a +6 to con, and I rolled a 9, which tells me how well.
That's still good enough. Because a 9 plus 6 is gonna get you over.
No.
9 total.
Oh, it's a 9 total. Oh no. The DC was only 10, but.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to roll pretty bad for this.
Oh, honey, it's just I love it so much that Crystal struggles so hard. She's so awesome, but she's just so unlucky sometimes. Okay.
You just quit thinking about that bosun.
So
I was thinking it's all the bosun's fault.
he threw you off. He threw off your mojo, man. He threw off your mojo. So this ghoul kind of like snarls and rears his hand back and slashes at you, and you go to move Widow to get up in front of you to block it, and you're able to block some of the blow, taking 4 points of slashing damage, but unfortunately you feel it did slash into, taking a good deep gash into part of your forearm. And even though you're like, okay, that's fine, I can shrug this off, you then feel this boom, boom, and this pulse kind of go through your blood and through your veins. And you feel kind of a familiar sensation as your arm starts to freeze up. And that feeling crawls quickly up your arm into your torso and the rest of your body as you are paralyzed. You're going to be paralyzed for...
Not again.
And well, as far as you know, you are paralyzed. You'll be able to repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as you know, you're paralyzed in place. Well, that's all he can do right now.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Good turn on his part.
Good turn on his part. Lucky. He was lucky. Kieran, it is your turn.
that's nonsense happening around me. Alrighty. Even with Muffalo in the way, can I see that that Crystal is in distress?
Well, I'll leave it to you. Where has your focus been so far? Has it been on the enemies that were pulling Sybil down and the enemies that are charging in front of you? Or is it focused on Fudge, who right beside you was pulled down? Or are you looking behind you at...
Well, I was initially looking... at Sybil because she fell into the thing.
Okay.
And then I heard Fudge get pulled into the trench behind me. So then her focus changed there. And then I heard Crystal go, oh, fuck. And then I heard a sploosh. And I'm just like... So she's looking now at Crystal, and in her mind is like, are they just attracted to holes? Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
that's
everyone's falling in a hole.
Yeah, the mist is not blocking your view. So if you think her head would be on a bit of a swivel with all this shit happening, then I'd say you notice you do not see that she is paralyzed. You cannot see what's happening in the trench because there is a big fluffy owl butt in front of your view. But I will say that you can see that Crystal is no longer where she was. She's gone. So you could probably surmise that she's in the trench. But you'd have to kind of maneuver at least like right behind Muffalo a bit or work your way more over to the edge of the trench and look over to get more of a clear view on her. I'd say you don't have line of sight, but you can see that she's no longer where she was.
Alrighty. I am gonna yell to Sybil. Sybil, if you can't get out of the hole, let me know. And then let's see. She would move there. Could I see this guy from there?
Yes.
All right. I do not know if
he has like a little bit of cover from there. You'd have to get on the edge to like have more of a clear view, but
that's fine.
It just means his AC is slightly bigger.
He just has to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
DC 15.
No, 13.
Was he previously damaged?
Orange. Yes. Yep, that's the one Crystal hit.
Okay. So then that goes from 2d8 to 2d12.
There is a bullet hole in his shoulder. Or chest, or wherever she would like it to have been.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
Jesus,
no.
my rolls. At 7 points of damage. God, I cannot roll like fucking great today. It is nonsense. It is going to be necrotic damage, 7 points.
Okay, got it.
2d12 and I roll like garbage. All right.
That's what happens sometimes. And I would say that give me a perception check to see. You can see part of Crystal right now. So let's see if you can notice that she's unnaturally still or not.
No, I rolled a 1.
Okay. So you're not sure. You're not sure what's going on with the crystal. You're just focused on the enemy that's down there trying to help her out that way.
Oblivious. She's still annoyed people are falling in holes.
Yep. And you're distracted too because you're trying to attack that thing, but your attention is being pulled behind you as these other creatures are rushing towards you guys. So it's a very chaotic situation. You're also nervous about where you're stepping. So, and there's a roaring owlbear butt and right in front of your face, and it's a lot. It's a lot right now for Karen. Speaking of owlbear butts, Fudge. What's she gonna do?
So the one right in front of me is still up?
He is dead. I need to mark him as dead. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you saw him die from the little cherubic things flying around.
Yeah. I am going to... I think. Oh, where's my? There it is. I would think 20 feet. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to do that. Yes, I'm gonna run over with Fudge first, and I'm gonna plant the spear into the side of this dude's like gut.
One sec. Give me So you rush over there to try to plant a spear in this thing's gut, and as you step into that zone there, you hear an audible click.
Oh no.
Oh, Jeebus.
And she's paralyzed. Oh shit.
Oh.
I simply asked you guys not to get yourselves blown up today.
Not my fault.
So I'm going to need a dexterity save from you. Crystal, you automatically fail this, and the ghoul.
Jeez. Oh, please don't hurt too hard. Please don't hurt too hard.
I got a 23.
Yes.
Okay. The ghoul failed, which is good for you guys. Sorry, this is the first time it's come up, so I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything.
Oh my god.
On success. Okay, this is so much better than if you had failed, so you're doing good.
I mean, I'm doing great, but I'm more
Well,
worried
not so
about.
much.
I'm more worried about my friend who's laying on the ground.
Well, actually, I'm still upright, though.
Oh,
I was still
I just-
upright.
interesting. Okay.
You're not going to be upright for long, as that concussive blast is going to knock you on the ground.
Well, yeah, there's that. Huh?
Okay, so you're just gonna take half of this. I think it was red. It's these guys. Okay. There's a loud concussive explosion that throws you 10 feet back, for one thing. So, for the sake of... I'm just going to move you there for the sake of not covering up this weird thing. Or we could put you on top of him. How can I set you? I'll just move him off out of the way here. But you're back there. And you take... It would be 15 points of damage, which is split into 8 points of fire damage, 5 points of thunder damage, and 2 points of bludgeoning damage. So if you're resistant to any of that, let me know. But you are taking half of it because you made the save. So
I'm not resistant to any of that stuff.
okay. But you still take
So
half because you made the deck save, so you managed to kind of shield yourself and maneuver away from part of it.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you next, from the kind of concussive sound wave that hit you from the thunder.
Oh, that'll be is Constitution.
Yes.
3.
3. Okay, you are currently deafened, so you cannot hear. It is mop.
I don't need my ears.
So yeah, you currently are deafened. Crystal, you also take the 15 points. You take the full 15 points of damage unless you are resistant to any of that damage types that I listed off, which I don't
Not
believe
that
you
I
are.
can see, no.
Yeah. So that's 15. Is what I said? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you are deafened as well because you. Well, actually, this con save you could make. You're just paralyzed. You're not, So go ahead and make a con save. You could potentially not be deafened.
Oh, okay. Rolling a different dice.
Your ears
Like
might
this
be
is
very
gonna
strong.
Sometimes it does.
Oh, look at that. 22.
Okay. So you are not
You-
deafened.
not.
Your body is
normally
thrown
do
10 feet that way. Well, actually, let me see the random direction for you. I didn't roll that. I rolled it for Fudge. Okay, 2. So you were actually slammed against the wall, which means you'll take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the concussive push against the wall. Luckily, that's it. The ghoul is also going to take the full 15.
But I'm not deafened, right?
You are not deafened.
Okay. Am I still paralyzed?
You are currently still paralyzed.
Okay.
So you were just kind of thrust against the wall, and then you kind of like slid. So you're kind of like, I picture you kind of like just harshly at like this weird angle in the corner, like just against the wall, like, But the ghoul is no longer holding on to you because he was thrown. Let's see what direction he got thrown. Oh, same direction. Okay. So the ghoul and you actually are just thrown up against the wall. So he'll take an additional 4 points of damage as well. To be fair. So that all is resolved. Fudge, you did have a plan when you rushed over there and then everything exploded. You kind of like shake your head and the mud and the dust, everything that kind of got flared up, the fire explosion that just happened, the shrapnel that just flew out, all of that kind of resolves and settles for a moment. You blink, you can't hear anything. Everything sounds really muffled and weird, but if you still want to continue taking your action or finishing your movement, you can do so.
I got a whole turn that, so.
Yeah, go for it. The ghoul now is like been thrust up against Crystal, up against this wall, but for the sake of the map, he's in that position.
So I just like to imagine, like, once he heard like the explosion happen, he kind of gets a shield and braces for impact. Still gets blasted back.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna shrug it off and run right back up to the ghoul.
Awesome.
Any more explosions be damned. He don't care. And as I said, I'm gonna stab him right in the fucking side.
All right, do it.
With my spear. That is going to be a 20-something, 25.
That hits.
24.
That hits. Roll damage.
That be a crit, maybe even.
No, it's a 17. I just have a really good modifier.
It's not Pathfinder.
Can also the flipping back and forth is tricky.
I bet.
14 points of piercing damage.
All
if
right.
It's still standing. I'm gonna take another swat at him.
He ain't. That did it. So you kind of like charge. Ah! Where do you want to pierce him to do this killing blow here?
Oh, so like as I'm running up, he'll have his spear in his hand, his shield up. He'll like jab the spear like right into like the side of like the chest part, right underneath the arm. And then like once he starts to see him go limp, he's just gonna bash the thing off with his shield and pull the spear out.
Awesome move.
Basically just just kick the fucking ghoul out of the way.
Yeah. Sick. I like it.
Yeah. And then he is he's gonna step over to Crystal, and he's gonna just, he doesn't have much in terms of like knowledge of what's going on, but can you tell like what's happened to her at this point?
Give me a perception check. This will be a lower DC because you're right in front of her. Been down there a little longer.
Just a 12.
That's plenty. You could tell, especially because the angle that she's at, she's like really rigid and awkwardly like leaning unnaturally up against the wall. You've seen effects of paralysis before. There's numerous animals that you've studied, like basilisks and whatnot, that have paralytic effects. So you're pretty certain that she is under some sort of paralysis right now.
Gotcha. Well, can't do anything about that. I'm just gonna yell up, or not yell, but just kind of. I'm just gonna say out, like I can probably see, like Kieran and Muffalo kind of off the corner of my eyes. Like
you might see her bobbing hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top of her head. She's.
I'm just gonna kind of like say up to him or her. Sorry. We've got a paralyzed one down here, and I'm going to, for my other attack, I'm just gonna try to grab Crystal, and I'm gonna try to like start shoving her up to the top.
Okay.
And I'm hoping maybe actually
there is a ladder. There is a ladder beside you if you would like to make use of that.
Well, as what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be like, Muffalo, help, and I'm gonna have. We'll see how you want to do this.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have Muffalo come over and maybe just kind of like use his beak to kind of grab the back of her armor, hopefully, and like maybe the two of us can kind of just pull her up.
Okay.
To the top.
Let me roll to see if Muffalo understands what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Give me an animal handling check.
Sure. That is a 23.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna roll for him. You guys are pretty in sync. You've worked together for a long time. He knows exactly what you're trying to do, is pull someone to safety. You guys have done this before, this drill before. So he kind of tries to find a safer spot to put his beak, grabbing at the back of her clothing or armor, and is going to make a strength check to try to pull her up. Could you give me a strength check for Muffalo, please?
Yeah. Just find this.
This crystal is considered kind of like dead weight right now. Not really helping.
Oof. It's a slippery one up here. I think that's only... It's just an 8.
It's just an 8? Okay.
Yeah.
He's got her. He seems to be slowly kind of he's got her in place, and he's starting to kind of try to pull her and back her up and pull her up, but he doesn't quite. It's like there's something that her boot or something has gotten snagged on, and he can't quite pull her out from that. So you see him kind of trying, but he's struggling with that.
Okay. Just that's it for me and him then.
Okay.
We just kind of got her like halfway up at best.
Yeah, for sure. He's like struggling. There's something that she's caught on, but
okay.
Seems like you guys could resolve it pretty quickly next time around, or if she comes to, then she could help herself get free. Sefthi, what would you like to do? We'll take a break here shortly too, guys.
Okay, so this spot right here is a slope down into the crater, right?
Indicate the spot one more time for me. Yes, that is where the slope starts to begin. It is you can still step there. You've seen. I don't know if you've seen anyone step there. It's essentially sort of like difficult terrain.
And this spot here is also precarious footing as well, right?
Yeah, that's real slippery.
Okay. So hearing the ruckus down in the trench, by ruckus I mean big explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I will turn to look at Kieran and just kind of call out to her, "Please assist our companions. I will take care of these three." And then I'll turn my attention back to the three undead here.
Okay.
And adjust my posture a little bit so I have really sure footing where I am. And then close my eyes and kind of begin to contort a little bit as my bones begin to reshape themselves, breaking and twisting, and my flesh pulling tight as my body shifts, going from this relatively ordinary humanoid-looking form into this tall, gray-skinned, lanky, almost jackal-like humanoid. And I then turn to look at these undead and speak directly to them. "The underworld awaits you." And I reached my waist, and just like before with that shadow blade, you know what? No, I'm going to do something different. Instead of reaching to my waist, I'm going to reach forward to that one that's diagonal to me. And I'm going to attempt to wrap my long, pointed fingers around its face with a melee spell attack.
Damn. That is sick.
So glad Fudge is down in the thing camp.
Yeah, I can't see this madness.
Because Fudge ain't there, Kieran will say it for him. That ain't natural.
Okay, so
Fudge has a tagline.
Melee spell attack was an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits for sure. Damn.
Okay.
That is a cool
so as I
transformation.
wrap my hand around its face, just like with my chill touch, I begin to pull my hand back. But as I pull it back, this ethereal visage of the person that this undead once was begins to pull out of it as I hit it with vampiric touch.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Very cool. I like that flavoring.
And that is a decent roll, thankfully. That will be 11 necrotic damage.
Poor ghoul. He's like, I thought I was like a creepy motherfucker on this battlefield, and then this other creepier motherfucker comes out. Oh, damn.
Right. Ain't right.
And vampiric touch is a concentration spell, so detect magic is no longer up.
Okay. And then, sorry, how was it 15 damage that you said?
I think it was 14.
14. Still reeling from the coolness. Brain couldn't math.
And that transformation is just a bonus action too, which is nice.
Damn.
And actually, because I am now transformed, I have 7 temporary HP. And where is it? Gives me advantage on wisdom checks. And no creature within 30 feet can make an attack roll with advantage against me.
Sick. Nice.
That is where I'm going to end my turn, hopefully blocking the path so these guys can't get back, can't get by me.
Alrighty. Brings us to the ghast's turn. We'll start with Sybil's foe down there. It is going to let's see here. Yep, it is going to try to take a claw attack against you. Oh, it rolled pretty bad, but it's got pretty decent attack. So 16?
Nope.
Yep, no. Just against your armor, not getting anything kind of vital. And then give me... Oh, nope. That doesn't count against you because you're holding your breath. So that's it. That's it for him. That's all he wrote.
To be fair to him, there's not a lot of vital spots anymore.
I'll resolve the poison effect on your next turn, which is happening shortly. This ghast is going to move forward. And it's going to make an attack on Sefthi, which with an undead thing, it does... oh god, what was the thing that you said? It
needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save before it
I
attacks.
have not attacked him yet.
Okay, so that is a 12.
That is a failure, so new target or no attack.
Okay, it still has movement, so it's going to move towards Kieran. And try to take a claw attack on Kieran. Oh, rolled stupid low. 13? Yeah, that ain't gonna work. It's a little disoriented, still kind of looking weirdly at Sefthi. Kind of this, like, monstrous confusion. And something makes it hesitate when it tries to hit you. And so it kind of shakes it off and goes to swing at Kieran, but it's still drawn to staring at Sefthi. And so it makes kind of a weak attack against Kieran. It's not able to get through Kieran's defenses. I think that's the only ghast I have left on the field at the moment. Yep. Sybil, let me resolve some of this poison stuff that's going on real quick with you.
And the spirit guardian.
Oh, the spirit guardian for... Oh, I didn't do that for the ghasts yet, did I? Okay. Let me go backtrack and do that for the ghasts that walked into Kieran's zone, and for the other one that had started his turn kind of technically in the zone. So 2 of them. 15? Did a 15 pass?
15 is half damage.
Okay, so one the one in front of you is going to take half damage. The one in the pit with Sybil failed.
What about this one?
Which one? Oh, he's a ghoul. He's not a ghast, so it's not his turn yet.
Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, he's a separate icon.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. So 12. 14 if you failed, 7 if you made it.
Alrighty. Okay. Oh no, wait, that would be... Sorry, mathing. Hold on. I think I did that wrong in my head. No, okay, I did it right. Alright. Oh, I was gonna... Oops, at the top of the round, I was going to stop us, and I didn't. So... Let's... Sybil, before you start... Let's go ahead and take a quick break because I think we're a little behind on that. So sorry to take a break in a weird spot, but let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back, everybody, in a couple of minutes. Please go refresh your drinks, stand, stretch, do all the things that you should do to keep yourself comfortable and happy for the rest of our stream. We'll be right back. Let me go ahead and switch everything over. Thank you, guys. almost back. There we go. We're back. Hello, everybody. Continuing the epic battle in the minefield. Sybil, you are in the mortar pit.
Yep.
I would like you to give me another con save, please. As this stuff is so thick and just oozing into
19.
everything. A 19?
Yep.
Okay, so half of this. For 14 points of damage, so halved is 7 of poison specifically.
Oh, half again, because
Yep.
I'm resistant.
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. And you are still being grappled by this creature.
I really don't want to leave it in here and climb out because I don't want it coming up behind me, so I'm going to stab it again.
Okay, go for it. That's still holding on to you. You know exactly where it is.
That's a dirty 20.
That hits. Roll
I'm
damage.
going to go ahead and let Divine Smite off while I do this.
Nice.
Which, that's just going to eat up one of my first level spell slots. But because he's undead, I get an extra d8 on him. So it's going to be a total of 4d8.
Woo! I have a feeling this is going to be overkill.
Do you need the radiant damage broken out?
No.
Okay.
They're not. It doesn't do anything special to these guys.
Mm-hmm. 25 damage in total.
Yeah, definitely overkill.
Fine.
So what are you doing?
I'm just running him through with the sword, like just up, and as it goes in, it gives a pulse of radiant light.
Okay.
That I describe in more detail, people can actually see it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you could barely see this, but as you jab into him and it pulses with that light and you kind of shift up, you find whatever animates this thing, whatever its heart is, essentially, and you sever it cleanly through as you see he's snarling and he's getting up in your face, and then he just goes limp around your sword and you kind of slish it out, shoving him down off of you.
Then I would like to climb out if I can here.
Okay, so for that I'm going to need if you could either muscle your way out or try to kind of carefully
Muscle.
dexterously do so athletics or acrobatics.
We'll go with athletics.
Okay.
You don't want me rolling acrobatics. It's bad as rolling stuff.
You're going to be like digging deep and trying to pull yourself
that's
through.
a 15.
Okay. So that's enough to get up. You are able to, it is going to take about half your movement to get up out of the trench, but you are able to get yourself to the top of the trench. Trench. Mortar hole is what I should call it. Sorry. I need trying to be specific about these spaces.
See, 2 enemies in front of me as I pop out.
Yes.
I'm just going to stab this one because it's closer to a companion.
Okay.
My other attack.
It's not paying attention to you.
An 18 to hit it?
Yep, that hits.
We'll just do a regular attack on this one.
As it makes a startled cry and
that's going to be 9 piercing.
Whips around in your direction. That was to the pink dot one next to Setsi? Okay. 9 points?
Or slashing. 9 slashing.
Okay. Got it. He's close. He's looking real messed up, that one. That one's looking real messed up. Like, it's taken quite a bit of damage. It's got this kind of black ichor just coming off of it. It's got huge gashes. Looks like it's messed up. You can see, like, this cherubic, like, spirit guardian things that were up, or that are up, seem to be taking their toll on this thing. Anything? Any further movement or?
Most of my bonus action spells are not actually damage dealing. Double checking my features. Yeah, no, that doesn't help. Nope, that'll be it.
Okay. Crystal, you are currently paralyzed, but we'll consider it so you can't take any actions. But being the end of your turn now, you can try to save from the effect. So go ahead and give me that con save. The DC is 10. Oh, you're muted, sweetie.
$21.
Yeah. All right. So you're kind of being pulled currently up by this owlbear, and he's kind of getting stuck and yanking on you a little bit, and you kind of like almost in like a frustration and like just angry at the situation. Just you feel your blood kind of boiling, and you feel like all of a sudden you're kind of just forcing yourself to move, and you feel like your fingertips start tingling, and then that tingling feeling starts going through your arm and through your torso, and you are gaining feeling again, and you're a little sluggish, but you're no longer paralyzed. So Fudge, as you're kind of trying to push her up, you feel that the rigidity of her kind of loosens as she kind of tries to grip and help a little bit, but she's still a little coming out of it, so she's unable to do anything else at the moment. But on your next turn, you are not paralyzed. You'll have your full range of actions and everything. You just lose a turn for being paralyzed, okay? But you are no longer paralyzed.
Would I be able to kind of look around and realize that my boot is kind of hooked into the ladder, or no?
I think you're still coming out of it. But on your next turn, for sure, you could like, loop yourself out of that situation or whatever's been. It's probably like whatever's kind of being hung up on your boot. You'll be able to kind of maneuver out of that on your next turn, no problem. Won't take an action or anything. It's just flavor. But that is it for you, unfortunately, because of the situation that happened before. The ghouls are... That one is definitely going to whip around and try to attack Sybil because it's angry that you stabbed at it. And this ghoul is surprised and startled by the appearance of another thing. So it is also going to attack Sybil.
Really fast, Crystal, I did lose concentration when I took that last set of damage. So you don't have a magic weapon anymore.
Okay, thanks.
Well remembered. Thank you. Okay, so nat 20 and a... So the nat 20 is a total of 24 to hit.
That will hit.
And then the other one is a 22 to hit. Rolled high on both. Okay.
Yeah.
So they both hit. One is a crit. So I'll roll for the crit first. I'm going to need a constitution save from you. It is not from a poison effect, so
okay.
You don't get advantage on this one.
That one's an 18. I rolled well.
Okay, good. You are not paralyzed from that one. Give me one more con save for the other attack.
Change dice just to make sure it doesn't screw me over. That one's a 15.
Okay, so you are not paralyzed from either attack, so that's good. You are going to take 14 points of slashing damage from the crit. And an additional 7 points of slashing damage from the normal attack from the other one.
All right.
But yay, not paralyzed. As their full focus kind of comes onto you.
That's fine.
Kieran, it is you now. I believe that was it for my ghouls. Yeah. Yep. Kieran, it is your turn. Oh, you're muted, Az.
The ones that were in the in my spirit guardians can make their saves.
Thank you. So it's only one ghoul that was in there. I got another natural 20 for him.
He takes half.
He had a good freaking run there.
I rolled well. I rolled 18, so he takes 9. Too bad he didn't fail. That
Okay.
would've been awesome.
That's enough. So, actually, I think I wish you would have reminded me sooner before I gave her the damage. Shit.
Well, he takes 9 from the 20. So if 9 didn't kill him, he's still up.
No, he that kills him. The 9 damage kills him.
Was he the crit or the not crit?
He was the crit, so I don't think that happened. So
Neat, I'll take my 14 damage back.
Yep. So just try to remind me at the beginning of their turns. And it's hard for me to remember, so I apologize. So yeah, he did.
There's a lot going on.
All the cherubic little dudes have taken their toll on him, and he did.
Alrighty. So the one in front of me. I do not like him being in front of me. I am going to need to get him away from me. You know what? Let's see. How far is he? See, the pit starts right here, right? No, she doesn't have the strength for that. I would have to roll exceedingly well. I'm not going to trust it. I am going to basically slam my mace against my shield, and he has to give me a save DC 15.
Fails.
Hey, 2d12. Roll well this time, guys.
What kind of save was it? It's still probably gonna fail, but just curious. Was it wisdom?
It's Toll the Dead, and I believe it is.
Yes, it's wisdom.
Yep, wisdom.
Okay, yeah. Didn't matter. Still fails, but I was just curious.
Christ. 7 points of damage. Jesus Christ. These D12s, you guys are done for the night.
Okay, and that was to the one in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And she's not going to move just in case it has an attack of opportunity.
Okay. So that brings us back up to the top of the round with Fudge and Muffalo. You're currently trying to push Crystal up. I can say with the two of you working together, you can successfully accomplish that on this turn. Awesome. If you would like to continue that. We can just count that as part of Muffalo's movement, kind of pulling him up. We'll say that you kind of just assisted, but as a free action. Not going to take away any major actions for doing that. But you're able to pull her up onto the ledge.
Cool.
So she's up top.
I am going to...
And I would say you would probably have been right there in order to do that, but...
Yeah. Is that a ladder right next to us there?
It is, yes.
I'm going to attempt to climb up it, try to get back up top.
Okay, yeah, there's no check for using a tool that actually is made to help you climb, so you're fine.
Cool.
If you try to climb up the mud, that would be a different story, but the ladder is good to go. It takes about five. It's only like 5 feet of movement, or because it's only about 8 foot up, so I would say, let's say 10 feet of movement to get fully to the top.
Okay.
But that's like you up the ladder, off the ladder, on the ground, 10 feet. Okay.
Yeah. Going to look around. Does Sephi still, like, can I still tell that it's Sephi? Like, is like her armor the same, or or is it like a huge transformation difference?
Yeah, so her clothing and everything that she was wearing is still there. It's just now this like tall, lanky, jackal humanoid thing that's wearing that clothing.
Okay, well, Fudge will, under his breath, ain't natural. And then he is... Oh, I'm a halfling. That means I can move through medium-sized creatures, right? Without any penalty.
Yep, you're a little stocky. You're stocky, but you're a little halfling.
I got the moves. I only have 10 more feet, so I'm just gonna move over to right next to Kieran.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna pull a javelin. I'm gonna put the spear back behind and pull out my javelin, and I'm gonna chuck it at the green dot guy.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That's just a 10.
Okay, that misses.
Right. Just lost my javelin.
You can jump down the pit and retrieve it if you really want to.
I think I'm okay with just finding the new one if it went in the pit. Yeah, that's gonna have to be it for me. And you said it was Muffalo's action to get her up, or his movement.
No, yeah, I considered it like 5 feet of his movement to pull her back.
I'm just gonna have him. I'm gonna have him stay here and make sure. Well, me and him will stay right here. It's really compact up there. I don't want us to go up that way.
Okay.
Now that I've seen how slippery the edge is.
Yeah, it can be. It's pretty precarious because you've got the edge of the trench here, and then it's sort of difficult terrain. Like you could get through it, but it's like slows you down a bit on the edge of the mortar area. And you see that green mist is kind of there too, so.
Is Crystal prone?
Crystal is yeah, I would say she probably starts out prone, being pulled up to the ledge in that way.
Could I have Muffalo assist her to get up so she doesn't have to spend so much on movement? Like she'll already be kind of standing?
Sure. Yeah, you could use, we'll call it some of his movement to kind of nudge and lift her up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he'll do for his turn then. For there. So.
Give me a strength check just in case.
Cool. This is a pretty good one.
Tell me what's on the die.
On the die is a 16, but he gets a +5.
Okay, that's fine. I was gonna say if he rolled an 18 on the die, he pushed her too hard to get her up, but because he's an animal, he might not understand. Sure. But 16, I'll say that he pushes a little hard, but Crystal's able to right herself. He doesn't shove her off. So I had to. I was envisioning it in my head, and I'm like, I think this could happen. Let's see.
Well, he don't have hands, so it makes sense.
He's just shoving her, and she's on a ledge, so... You set it up. I had to take opportunities where I see them, but I'll be fair about it. All right, is that it for you guys?
Yeah, that's it for us.
So I did forget about a certain ability. So at the top of Sefti's turn, could you give me a con save, please, Sefti?
Sure can.
As you've been smelling this disgusting, sickening smell coming from... And it is a poison effect, so if you have any advantages on things against poison...
That is a 17.
You're fine. So... And you no longer have to make this save. You're basically immune to his stench for the next 24 hours now for that particular one. Kieran, since you were next to it and I forgot this before, I'll just do it on your turn. It's fine. We'll do the same thing for you, and then from there I'll figure it out. But what would you like to do, Sefti?
Well, I think I'm going to reach my spindly fingers over to the green marked guy and wrap them around his face.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so close to the nat 20. So close.
Oh, tease.
Nat 20s on spells are always so good.
Yes.
Instead, that is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
And that is going to be 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
That is going to be the end of my turn.
Sick. I like how you're doing that. You're just like this creepy freaking figure.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm imagining it's like a jackal version of the werewolves from Harry Potter, where they're like very gaunt and long-limbed and like sparsely haired.
Yeah.
Cool. Creepy. And you said they were like kind of white, like she's like a white colored one, or what coloring?
Yeah, her skin has gone very gray tone.
Gray tone. Okay.
So it's kind of similar to the way the green marked guy's skin looks, actually.
Oh, okay.
Icon.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool image. Okay, and that's it for you said? No movement or anything?
Yep, I'm gonna stay right there.
Alright, the ghast is... He's got some choices, but you've been kind of freaking him out a bit. But he's pissed off, so... I don't think they're super intelligent. So, let me see who he's going to attack. Oh, Spirit Guardians, thank you. We'll do that first. He fails. Go ahead and roll the damage for Spirit Guardians.
Trying to save anyone else like crit damage.
That is 14. If he fails.
Yeah, he failed. He's still up, though. So he's going to go ahead and... Let's see, who's going to attack? Kieran. Alright. Takes a claw attack towards you. That is pretty high. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit me.
Okay, go ahead and do a con save for me while I roll the damage.
Okay, I rolled a nat 20 on that, so...
Nice. Okay, so you are not paralyzed. You take 10 points of slashing damage, though.
Okay, give me a second here. Okay. So I rolled a 10 on the die, so I made my concentration. I don't have to check my thing.
Okay. So you made your concentration?
Yep,
Good.
Yep.
Alright, I think he's the only ghast I have left. Poor little guy.
What up? Oh.
There's a ghoul.
Yeah.
They're two different types, technically. Very similar. Related, if you will. But Sybil.
Alright, well, I have another enemy in front of me that also needs to be stabbed, so we're gonna go ahead and stab him.
Do it. He's been trying to nom on you.
Really low. That's a 13.
That is going
12.
to miss.
12.
That is still going to miss. Because I have beefed these creatures up just a little bit.
That's better. That's a 26 to hit.
For those that might be watching going like, excuse me, I know what that is, and his AC is 12. Like, well, I changed him a bit because these guys be powerful.
I was talking about. They're only weak little level 5 characters.
So yeah, that one misses. What? And you're hitting again?
26 to hit.
That hits.
And I'll let the Divine Smite go off because I just kind of want this to end.
Awesome.
So that's going to be 26 damage in total.
Oh! Dang!
He's not dead. I get damage.
Let me see, because he hasn't taken too much damage yet, but that's quite a bit of damage. 26? Wow.
I rolled good.
Yeah. Very nice.
Is he at 1 HP?
You see him barely, like... but he's still technically up. Anything else you'd like to do, Sybil? You almost one-shotted him there. Or not one-shot, I guess, because he had taken one other section of damage, but...
I needed space it with my shield as a bonus action.
I wish.
I don't have that.
That would be cool.
I don't have that feat.
Alright.
There's a feat that lets you do that, but,
That it for you?
I don't think I can do any bonus action spells with Taco. So, yeah.
Alright.
That's it.
Chris...
Don't worry, the Spirit Guardians will get him.
Crystal, you are no longer paralyzed. You've been pulled up and nudged into a standing position with the help of Fudge and Muffalo. What would you like to do now?
Okay, so am I within range of the owl bear?
You're right next to him.
Okay, so I'm not just sure how tall he is, but I'm going to reach up and pat him on the beak and say, "Thank you so much." And then I am going to look around. Would I be able to see the guest wearing the green t-shirt?
Yes, now he is indeed wearing this like torn up, like slightly, green tinged t-shirt. I'm putting him in clothes now.
That's the only
It's
way I'll see
canon.
these colors from now on.
It's the torn up t-shirts they're wearing. I like the pink one then. Those.
This one's got a yellow sundress on.
These guys had some real weird uniforms in their army.
Yeah, really weird. Guess they might have been civilians. Who knows?
Oh, I can
Color guard.
see him, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
From that, yeah, Fudge is a halfling. Kieran is fairly small. I think you could have pretty clear line of sight on.
So I am going to
the
step
guest.
over to here.
Okay.
And then I am actually going to draw one of my palm pistols.
Okay.
And I am going to attack with that.
Cool.
I assume I would have a sense that my widow was not magical, right?
Yeah, it usually has this sort of like shimmery glow when there's an effect on it, and you saw that fade.
Okay, all right. Oh, a kraken.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
That would be 26 to hit.
Yeah, get it, girl. Roll that
So
damage.
now is that, when I roll a kraken, is that double damage?
Yeah. So you're going to double, whatever you roll, double that number, and then add the modifier that you would normally add to your damage on top.
So it's normally 1d8 plus 3.
2d8 plus 3.
So that would become... So do you want two separate d8s rolled or just double it?
Actually, I usually just have you roll, and then you just double whatever's on the die.
Okay, so, hope I roll big. Ooh! Okay, so that's a 6 by 2 is 12 plus 3, so that's
Plus the modifier,
15.
yeah. Cool, nice.
So 15
To the
my first
green.
shot.
Okay, green
Yep.
shirt.
Strangely enough, the red shirt one did not die first.
Since I was looking for the one with the red shirt, right?
Oh, it's so close. This guy is so close to being down.
Okay,
I'll just say.
my second shot then.
Yep. Just gotta hit. I think your minimum your modifier alone will take care of it.
Ooh, this makes up for everything. A 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
so
with
that's 25.
yeah, don't even roll damage. Your modifier alone will take care of what's left. So you go ahead and just and just the shots go right into his first into his shoulder, then the next one right into his eye, and he crumbles to the ground.
Crystal just needed to shake off the paralysis on her own so she can gain her confidence back, and look what happens.
Yeah. Or she's fueled with pissed offedness.
Yeah. So I'll kind of look around and say something like, slimy, horrible things them are. And dust off my palm pistols and drop them back in their holsters.
Nice. Okay. Poor little sad ghoul left.
1 HP in a dream.
1 HP in a dream. He is going to just launch
Spirit
himself at Sybil.
What about Spirit Guardians? Is he in range?
Nope.
Damn it.
Nope.
I was trying, but just knock him down.
Yeah, no, if he's attacking you, he's clear. He'd have to go after somebody in the circle.
That's fine.
He's
Come
gonna
on.
move here and he's gonna launch himself at you, Sybil, to try to grapple you, pull you into the trench.
It's an oddly specific. That's an oddly specific thing that they keep wanting to do.
Yeah, you think it might be a hunting pattern for them. It's worked for them in the past, maybe. If you knew what was at the bottom of those trenches, or those mortar holes.
Mortar holes, murder holes, same thing.
Same, yep, pretty much. So he got really stupid low. That is going to be only a 10 for him.
That's okay. I rolled a natural 1 for 7.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
Out of all of us, I would rather fall in the trench though, because
Yeah.
I don't have to breathe.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit better. It's still bad, but it's a little better for you because there's an additional effect that they're not getting. Potentially, and you've got resistances to poison specifically is what's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going to grapple you, use his movement to pull you into the trench.
Yeah.
As is his way. So he can nom you in peace. But that's all he's able to do. However, when you fall into the trench, go ahead and give me a con save.
Against poison?
Against poison.
18.
Okay. So you will take half of this. And luckily I rolled low on one of these. On 2 of these I rolled stupid low. 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's double check something. Normally it would be 12 points, but you're gonna have that.
6 and a half again for my resistance to 3.
Yeah, I rolled really low, so that's great.
Yeah,
You're definitely the right person to be falling into the mortar holes. That's all the actions that our last little sad ghoul has.
Yeah. I blame the slippery slope.
However, let me see. Give me a dex save to see if you fall prone. I'm gonna do the same for him. Oh, he doesn't fall prone. He's fine.
I do. That's a 2.
Going on over there.
Oh, I did do some bludgeoning damage though. Usually they accept that.
Yep.
So he's dead because even 1 point is gonna kill him. And you just take you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Why is it always 3?
I don't know. My D4 keeps rolling 3. I don't know. But yeah, he grabs you, flings you both in, and as you're falling, you're able to kind of maneuver around to where he falls and he gets impaled by this fallen soldier's spear that's sticking up at the bottom of this pit, and he falls and gets impaled while you're able to kind of tumble away, and you get hit by a few things, but not quite as lethal a blows for this thing as he falls dead.
We're out of combat. I would like to now find my way out.
Currently, you guys are out of combat. Things are still pretty tense. You're still in a minefield. There are still sounds of unseen potential enemies, but nothing is currently actively trying to kill you.
I would also like to go down and help, like do the help action to help get Sybil out of there.
Okay, yeah, so you guys can do that. So go ahead and
roll, right?
move yourself over and get her. We'll get her up there. You'd probably get moved right there to help her.
Yeah.
And if it's in range, can I also grab the javelin that fudged through that missed the target?
Yeah, I'd say it's well, let's see. It missed
green shirt.
Missed green shirt.
Yeah, from where I'm standing, so
I'd say you probably threw it, and these are taller creatures, so you probably threw it with some force. Let's see where it ended, how many squares away it ended up. Okay. From the target. In that trajectory. I'm going to say that the spear is currently, let me pick a color. We'll do blue. Currently right here.
Yeah.
That's where it fell. So I'd say you could see it after looking around. I'm not going to make you do a perception check. It's pretty clear to see because it didn't go too far away. But yeah, you'd have to walk over there.
I got dirty 20 to climb out.
Yeah, you're fine. You're definitely fine. So you're up on that. Mm-hmm.
I'll just put myself here so that I'm away from.
Okay, that's fine. You can maneuver over there.
Yeah, monsters are in the way. I'm not staying on top of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk over to Crystal real quick and like, you look a little pale. You doing all right?
I've been better, thanks, but I'm sort of okay. But I don't know, if we ain't gonna have much rest, I could use some sort of healing, maybe.
I'm just gonna look over at Kieran.
Give me a second here, because a bunch of you goofballs got hurt. You know what? I'm gonna save the spell slots. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tell all of y'all to get close, and then I am going to any creature friendly to you gains 4 points. All right, so I'm going to activate my flails. Remain ability, and for the next minute, everyone's gonna get a D4. So, you know what? Just roll 10d4, and that's what you get.
There you go.
It's too many of y'all. Whoever got hit, roll 10d4.
I regret creating that now.
I don't get it back until the next day. It's not like I can spam it.
That's true. Thank goodness.
I have to wait till like the next dawn. It's just I want to save the spell slots.
So while they're all healing, I'm fine. I don't need it. I will kind of motion my hand in the direction of that javelin, and a ghostly apparition of my long-fingered clawed hand floats over to it. And as it's grabbing it, I'm walking over to Fudge, and the hand meets me like halfway and just drops the javelin in my hand, and then I pass it over to Fudge.
Oh my goodness. What?
So Kieran's gonna go up to Sephi, and she's just gonna like pat her on the shoulder, and it's like you could have told me you were where.
So real quick, could we have pre-screen finish his thought? But is he kind of? We don't want to interrupt people talking, and then we'll conclude with.
Oh, no, it's fine. Like both of us could come up. It's just mostly like what. That's literally all he's saying because he doesn't know how to process what he's seeing right now.
Okay, I thought you were just slowly talking, and I was like, oh, I don't want anyone to get stepped on.
No, it's okay.
So you both come up and say that.
Yeah.
And then the form that I'm in shifts back to what she normally looks like. She just kind of looks over at Kieran. I'm not. Actually, I'm a shifter.
You can call it whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm not judging. Like, my God, good lycanthropes are, welcome.
That's wonderful, but that is not what I am. It is not what my people are. We are not cursed as they are.
What is a shifter?
We are a race of people that, much like yourself in a way, are in tune with the wilds. That takes a different form for some of us.
So you just shift into that thingy, or is there like other thingies?
For me, it is just the one thingy.
Fudge is gonna pull out, like he's not breaking eye contact. He's gonna reach into his bag. He's gonna pull out a little book and like his little inkwell pen, and he's just gonna start writing notes on whatever you are.
I assure you, it is entirely natural.
Well, I won't argue with you because it's natural for you. But I ain't ever seen that before. And it ain't natural to me. But you're still cool in my books. Creepy as all hell. I'm not going to lie to you. We're in the middle of like Ghoul Central. And I'm more terrified of you than those things.
I am on your side, I assure you.
Oh, I'm confident of that. It's just, I don't want you to be around me when you're having like a bad dream and then accidentally like suck the soul out of me. So
I will do my best to refrain from sucking out your soul.
Welcome, Raiders. Night Tide. Welcome, guys. That was a good line to come in on. Soul sucking.
Anyways, we can get into more conversations later about whatever's going on with you, but Fudge is gonna look around. Does he see any other ghoulies or whatever we've been fighting around?
Give me a perception check.
That is going to be a 18.
You can hear sounds of gnawing and movement and sort of some quiet snarling, but you don't see anything. And it's a little hard to pinpoint exactly where the sound is coming from. You can tell it's not from where you guys came from. You're sensing it's somewhere off in this direction, but you're not sure exactly how close or how far they are. But you can tell that there's some more things out there, but you don't know where they are. You don't see them. You just hear things.
Fudge is going to be like, we should stay quiet and stealthy as best we can. And as he's doing that, he's going to reach for his holy symbol again, which is probably pretty visible for anybody that would care. Mm-hmm. It's going to glow a little greenish, and he's going to cast Pass Without a Trace again.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last? Because you cast it earlier.
I know, but I broke concentration.
Oh, it's concentration. That's right. Okay.
I broke concentration when I did my favorite foe.
Got it.
And he's just gonna throw up that green energy back up into the air, and it's gonna just kind of like come down on all of us with like camo look to it. We all get the pass without trace once again. And
When you start talking about being stealthy, you just get this deadpan look from Sybil, like,
yeah.
what the fuck you want from me?
It's like you're fighting off the pass without trace. Like, no, get out of here.
You
She
guys
doesn't say anything because she's still not breathing,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys
but she just stares.
get that sense that you've got some sort of quietness over you, some sort of cloaking effect almost, where it seems to muffle sound coming away from you. And if you guys look down after you step somewhere, you see that your tracks as you leave get just kind of that magic, kind of just this green magic that takes the form of some leaves at times, just kind of sweeps away the tracks behind you.
I will take Fudge's lead and pop detect magic again as we're preparing to move forward.
Okay, sounds good.
Also, guys, I really stepped on something bad down in that trench. I don't know if you heard it go boom, but it didn't feel good. So really watch your step.
Yeah, like, I had to heal that nasty wound.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. I didn't really like it. Did Fudge have an opportunity to clock what like he stepped on? I mean, it was in the middle of battle. I'm assuming no, but
It was covered.
Okay.
And yeah, you were kind of focused on something else. So by the time you heard the only indication you had before the explosion was the click, and that happened after you stepped on it. So
everyone, if you hear the click, be faster than lightning to get away. It's the easiest way to do it.
You can't.
Well, I wasn't fast enough, so, and I'm pretty quick. Saying that as like my little strides can't walk nearly as fast as you guys can.
Right, halflings only have 25 feet of movement, don't they?
Yep.
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 Little feet.
So Sybil's going to look at the group and she's going to indicate if we want to go across the trench this way or keep going up. Just kind of go like this, like which way? Point each direction.
Like if we're gonna go up, give me like 10 minutes so we don't have to walk on like maybe like anything that goes boom. And actually I'm going to.
Are you guys agreeing to that? You gonna give Kieran 10 minutes?
I mean, I'm not against it as long as we have kind of. If
Very curious what she has that won't go boom.
Kieran, what y'all gonna do in 10 minutes? Can you tell us?
Like we're gonna walk on the water because like there's no bombs on the water.
Kieran, go back to where you were, please.
Oh dear God.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to take one step at a time, and you committed to that square, so get to that same square, but show me the path that you're taking.
That's
Okay.
how she would have gone.
So when you get to right here, you hear a click.
oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
So-
not Crystal. Two of them now.
Sybil's just there thinking, how long before one of them loses a limb?
All right.
And Crystal's just gonna do an uh-oh.
Oh, I hope Crystal doesn't get knocked back down the
I
tree. again.
was just thinking that.
Lord. Oh.
Oh
Like, I'm
my
really pissed because we walked from this direction and no one hit it, and like going back, I hit
We
it.
came
That's-
from over
Yep.
here.
You guys all
Yeah.
stood.
Down.
Y'all kept real close to down here the whole time.
We didn't go up towards the river.
Yep. But now you did. So, I'm going to need dexterity saves from everybody first.
Who's everybody?
Oh, sorry, not everybody. For Crystal, Kieran, and Muffalo, and Fudge, and that's it.
And me, Jesus.
You just warned him, and now you get blown up again.
I know. This is ridiculous. You said dex saves?
Yes, dex saves.
This ain't looking good.
I got a big one. 23.
Okay, you'll take half of the damage.
Oh, Muffalo. I'm pretty sure Muffalo's taking everything. He just rolled a 2 on the dice. I don't think he's gonna get over.
Yeah, that's gonna fail.
Crystal all ready to go boom again. Cause she only rolled an 11.
All right. I was looking to see if I had any reactions or any reaction spells. I don't. You said dexterity save?
Yep.
That is a 14 total. I have a +0.
Okay, that's a fail. So
Crystal's gonna be real unhappy with
two of you who failed are taking this full damage. Is anybody resistant to fire or thunder or bludgeoning?
Muffalo. Probably not. But let me look. No, he doesn't have anything like that.
Okay. So, boom. The good news is you guys aren't stepping on the blue ones because of that detect magic, because those are the nastier ones of these ones. So, good news there.
We assume the magic detected everything in that area.
Yeah, that's why.
We've been far enough over.
Yeah, she's like, fine. It's like, oh, she's because Sophie's like, don't step there, that's bad, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm not stepping over there, I'm gonna go this way. And it's like, what happened to over here, Sophie? What happened to over here?
Okay,
take the mechanical ones.
So that's going to be 20 points of damage. It's a mixture of fire, thunder, and bludgeoning as this explosive force emanating from directly under Kieran bursts forward, the flash of sound and light and shrapnel and dirt and mud just flinging forward, knocking several of you back. So there's going to, I need a...
I'm so glad I got healed.
Let's see. Let me see what direction you guys get flung back. So we'll do Kieran first. Kieran, you get blasted 5-10 feet that way. Crystal,
I land on Fudge.
are you seeing something different than I'm seeing? Because you're not on him. You're on the ledge next to Buffalo.
Yeah, no,
you're
next
right there.
Yeah.
We'll see where Fudge gets blasted to. He might be flung on top of you. We'll see. Crystal, you
that was weird.
are being flung 10 feet that direction. Muffalo is getting flung 10 feet that direction. Fudge is on top of Kieran. We'll put him next to her.
I'm laying on top of you.
And then Kieran kind of shoves him off.
I'm gonna be laying on top of you, looking you right in the face. I'm like, I just said, fast as lightning.
I kind of want Kieran to land in the water. I'm not gonna lie. She was about to cast water walk.
Well, that would have been funny, but nope. She's
be floating on
under
top
a Fudge.
Can you please get off?
I do need everyone to also give me a con save to see if you are deafened. And Fudge, just so you know, after the battle ended, your ears came back. It's like...
I was about to say we were going to have to reenact that whole thing with me yelling the whole time.
No, I mean, you were a little muffled, but like your hearing was slowly coming back as time went by.
That's going to fail.
Wow.
We're killing your hearing, though.
What's the...
Yeah, his ears are getting fucked up.
It's a con save?
It is a con save, yeah.
That's a 7.
Okay, so
12.
Those are fails.
I got a 9.
Those are all fails. So yeah, you guys are all deafened right now. So you're like ma.
So this time I will yell into Kieran's face like, I said fast as lightning.
She's like, can't hear you.
I see your mouth moving, but no words coming
Yeah.
out.
Sefthi and Sybil, you see this big explosion, your friends flying off in the different directions, and now they're all dazed and kind of trying to get themselves up off the ground. What would you guys like to do now?
Stand up and just scrape all the shrapnel off of me once again.
Can you mark where the explosion was, please?
Where it used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or where it was. The explosion was still where it is. If the explosion moves from where it was, then I'd be terrified. And it's like, we might as well just leave this place. So, like, Kieran can't hear anything. She's going to look over at Seffi and she's going to point towards the hole, and she's going to shrug, because she distinctly remembers Seffi saying she's going to, do the tech magic. She didn't want her. There's a fucking bomb next to her.
So would Crystal be
Hey.
prone?
I guess Kieran, are you playing it as Kieran doesn't remember that there's mechanical bombs or mechanical mines as well? Is that what you're playing it as?
She's just like, nope. She's a ditz. Important, there's a random possibility of important things that she just forgets about, and there being
That's
mechanical
fair.
traps.
That's fair.
Well, she remembers arcane and detect magic work, so she's just like,
She
okay,
thought it was
detect
fine. Yeah, we're
Yep.
safe. We're all clear. So yeah, guys, have to move kind of one space at a time. Just let me know who's moving. If we need to, we'll go into initiative, but I'm fine with, you guys, if someone has an idea or wants to kind of move, just make sure you're moving one at a time so I can see and, let you know. Or if you guys just describe how you're moving throughout the train.
That's
Okay.
I'm just gonna yell because I'm still probably deaf, and I'll be like,
Yep.
let's walk the way the other ghoulies came from. They didn't go boom boom.
Okay, I'm not hearing any of this, obviously.
Nope.
Am I prone?
Yeah, but you get yourself back
Okay,
up.
I'm
We're not
gonna
in battle right
stand
now,
up.
so you're fine.
I'm gonna dust myself off. I'm essentially going to walk the straight path back over where the explosion was, so that I can't set anything off. I'm gonna stand in front of Kieran, and even though she can't hear me, I'm gonna say to her, but she won't hear. I hope you're gonna fix this. You fixed it once, and now I'm all injured again, and I need healing. And this is your fault, Missy.
Kieran, you don't hear any of this,
Gestures.
but
She
if you want to try to read
she
lips, let me know.
Nah, she wouldn't try to read lips.
Okay.
She's just gonna dust herself off and look at you funny.
Well, I won't be looking very good.
Okay, so I think this is probably a good time to take our second break. After this big explosion, we'll see what is up next for the group as they try to make their way through this very dangerous minefield. So we'll be right back. Everybody can, get drinks, use the restroom, do what you need to do. Think this will probably be our last break before the end, I believe. But yeah, we'll be right back. Bye, guys. Hello,
good roll.
everybody. We're back. We're live.
At least there's some good rolls mixed in.
True.
You could be like the last Chimera Collective with Elwyn and Wisteria for like 2 episodes.
True.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Zora and I still talk about that. We're still a little bummed we didn't get our poetic death.
Yeah, it would have been pretty epic, I admit.
Just a little bummed.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're the rest of you over, but
I mean, I didn't fudge anything. If you guys would have died, I would have let it happen. But it just didn't happen. You guys scraped by. It was good. All right, well, we're back, everybody. Thank you for joining us or sticking with us. Let's see what happens next. The group just got accidentally exploded another mine as Karen thought that the path was safe when it was not. Apparently not safe, as she thought, on her way over to the river to enact her clever plan to get towards the upper portion of this area that the gnome indicated the bomb was supposedly sighted in. So what would you guys like to do?
Kieran is going to finish dusting herself off because she still can't hear anything. So whatever Crystal is saying, she can't do anything about it.
Which is just as well.
But what she is going to do is she's going to prepare herself because I always envision, like, if I can't hear, I can't cast anything that requires somatic components because I can't hear myself casting.
Okay. That's your call. I'm fine with that. I can respect that.
So she is going to cop a squat because she's like she needs to get herself centered because she's just in a pissy mood right now. Because there's no bump on the ground, right? It's just the flat surface, and then you fall into like whatever and you go kaboom.
I mean, your passive perception couldn't pick up anything, and you guys didn't specifically look. So, yep. You're not sure if there were any tells. You weren't really paying attention to that. You were focused on the river.
All right. So she's going to just where she is, cop a squat. And she's gonna she's gonna sit Indian style and pull her Bible and lay it in her lap, and she's gonna turn to a section where it's a double page mosaic of just a starry filled night with a crescent moon, and she's just gonna just sit there and meditate, and the second her hearing comes back, she's gonna start ritually casting Aura Vitality.
Okay. While she's sitting and waiting, there's about a minute is gonna go by before you guys start feeling your hearing start to gradually come back. So in that couple of minutes there, is anyone else doing anything in particular, or are you kind of just waiting it out?
Now knowing she's trying to get to the water, I will make my way over there. I'm just gonna go straight here, up, and as I'm going, I'm inspecting the ground to make sure I'm not gonna step on anything.
Okay. Give me a depending on how slow and careful, you can either give me perception or investigation. Investigation is gonna be a slower trek.
That's fine. Investigation's fine with me.
Okay.
She'd rather take it slow. That's a 15.
Okay. So along the path that you're taking, you kind of looking carefully in front of you with each step. You're not seeing anything that gives you any indication that there's something dangerous under the ground so far.
So I'll finish up here.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to continue.
Up here.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to fully inspect this entire area from this corner up here to about this corner, or probably here.
Okay.
And back to where the party is, so that I can have the river front inspected.
Got it. Continuing that same check, you kind of walk around these areas, looking around them, and you don't sense any danger. So it seems to be, and you're not breathing in. Are you breathing, or are you still holding your breath?
She's still holding her breath for now.
Okay. Then yeah, you're fine.
That's disconcerting.
She's been holding her breath the entire time we've been on this minefield.
Because if she said she's investigating, investigating moves means you get up close. So it means she would have had to get a little close to that area.
Yeah. Where the poison is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she doesn't.
But it's only real. You get the sense, because you've been thrown into it so many times, that it seems to, for you personally, it seems to only really be dangerous when you're thrown into the pit. Is that concentrated is pretty painful.
So she will take a moment to pull in a lungful of air and just be like, it's clear to the river, and then stop breathing again.
Okay. So a couple minutes go by, Kieran, you do feel your hearing start to come back, and at about the 3-minute mark, it's like fully normal. Like after a minute, you guys could hear each other, but it just has this weird kind of muffled sound. But about 2 minutes in, it gets clearer. 3 minutes in, your ears are sore, but you can hear what you think is, you feel like it's back to normal.
So she'll wait till then, and then she'll start casting.
Okay.
Just so she makes sure that she's chanting correctly.
Okay, and Pass Without a Trace is still up?
Yep.
Okay, are you all just kind of hunker down there for a bit, or is anyone gonna investigate the area further?
I mean, Fudge would just like a few minutes not getting blown up, so that, yeah, he's probably okay. Just popping a squat for the moment.
Got it.
To be fair, that probably happened within like a minute of each other. You're blown up once and
Exactly.
blown up again.
Yeah, it's a lot for
It was
him,
like
for sure.
Not much time passed.
I got blown up, and then I got healed, only to get blown up again. So I'm a little over it right now.
I mean, the healing took some time, but yeah, like so. Yeah. But within probably like a 15-20 minute range, you were blown up twice. Welcome, Raiders. Diesel Shot. Welcome.
I think Crystal would just be sitting really quietly and just kind of almost staring off into space.
Okay, so nobody's going to wander around, correct? That's all I need to know.
And in fact, she's probably sitting right on the edge of that, where that mine blew up. Which is sort of where I've got her.
It blew up. It should be fairly safe,
Fox
right?
looks like he may want to move around.
Yeah, I'm not wandering around because that seems awfully dangerous.
I don't know what you mean.
I do have some stupid characters that would. Sephi's not one of them.
Yeah. Your detect magic's only up for a certain amount more time, huh?
Yeah, it only lasts for 10 minutes, but because I have it as an invocation, I can cast it at will without using a spell slot.
Oh, okay.
So I can just perpetually keep it up.
That's pretty nice.
But yeah.
Damn, that build
amazing.
Is like really nice build.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a bit of a different take on Warlock with this one.
It's pretty cool.
But I do want to keep an eye out just in the area for any movement nearby us as we're waiting on the ritual to cast.
Give me a perception check.
Perception is somewhere on my sheet. There it is. It's going to be a 14.
Okay. You can faintly hear the sound of... sounds like something messily eating, but it's off in this direction, like what I told Fudge. That you can't pinpoint exactly where. You can tell, you hear there's probably more of these creatures somewhere, but you don't see them visually. You're just hearing them, but it sounds like they're a bit they're close enough to pick up the sound, but far enough to where it's faint.
Gotcha.
So potentially you feel fairly confident you guys are okay at the moment anyway. So 10 minutes will go by. Your spell will go off because thanks to that pass without a trace. Nothing has sensed your presence since you guys are all kind of chilling. And that is up over you guys still. How long does pass without a trace last? Is it an hour?
1 hour.
Okay, so
1
you're
hour.
you're good.
All right, I have to make 10 separate rolls, so bear with me. So let's see. I'm gonna do Buffalo next.
Are you doing some healing?
Yep. God, can I roll? Like,
What are you
not
using this time?
garbage?
Because the flail is done.
No, I'm using my Aura of Vitality.
Got it.
So Buffalo got 5 on that round. Some better. Let's see what you guys get. Some good fucking rolls, guys.
And Aura, I thought Aura was temporary hit points. Is it not? Or
No, Aura of Vitality is.
am I thinking of
2d6
something
hit points.
else? Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of my Twilight Sanctuary.
Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking of. Yep. God, you have so many different ways of healing. This is why I've had to create poisonous minefields full of evil creatures.
Alright, so
Good way to do it.
So Crystal got 9 points so far.
You forced my hand.
It was fully us.
Not enough DMs use environmental hazards,
Yeah.
so the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Fudge
true.
got 6 points.
It's fun.
That's my 4th roll, right? That's my 4th roll. And the only 2 who didn't get boomed were Sephi and Sybil, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's a B.
They are boom free so far.
All right,
So far.
I got 8 back on that one. Okay, I'm close. Oh fuck yeah, Muffalo. He got 12.
Nice.
Crystal got 4. Sorry.
Muffalo gets healed. You see this like just radiant light kind of wash over him, and he kind of like fluffs up his feathers in reaction. And he was just sitting there licking himself, but he's like, oh, poofs.
Yeah.
Alright. So Fudge got 11. Alright, so I need to know who looks the worst because I only have 2 more left, so
Go ahead, Crystal.
I'm down, but it could be worse.
Mu-
I'm
Muff-
down. I'm down about 10.
Muffalo's still got some hit, but he's looking really good, to be honest, at this point.
alright, well then I'll do one for what about Fudge?
Fudge is good. You don't have to worry about him anymore.
Alright,
Crystal should
that's-
get a healing just because you blew her up.
I blew everyone up. I mean, if that's the logic ball you're gonna use, I mean,
So you owe everyone healing.
what do you think she's doing?
I know.
That's 8 for Crystal.
Oh, thank you.
And then, is anyone down more than 6?
Mhm.
Alright, cool. I'll just use the last one on me.
Go for it.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I could use that earlier, but that puts me at full. Alright, so we're gonna keep these dice for rolling healing. You guys did really well. Get a place of honor.
All right. So you've done your ritual. You've taken a moment to do some healing. How long did the Aura of Vitality take? Just
It's
a minute. Okay.
It's 11 to cast and
Yeah.
and
So it's
1
been
for the thing.
Yeah, you guys have been kind of chilling for probably a total of close to 15-20 minutes because of the waiting for your ears to get back and all that and investigating the area. So the time has gone by.
And then Kieran's gonna get back up and go like, ugh. All right, I don't like this place.
I don't think any of us do.
And she's gonna walk towards the water where Sybil said it was safe to walk. That way, if she gets blown up again, she can blame Sybil. Let's see. 1 hour, no concentration. to 10 willing creatures. All right. So she's gonna look at Fudge, and she's gonna go like, can you tell Muffalo the spell I'm gonna cast is okay? Because it's not healing.
Well,
Like, I don't know how that works with you two.
I mean, I cast stuff on him every once in a while. Like every once in a while, I can see through his stuff, but he just kind of
so
goes
he's a
with it.
familiar. That's pretty big for a familiar.
We not really like. I'm in tune. Like I can do it to other animals too. I just like to do it Muffalo because it's kind of cool to see through his eyes. Step in someone's shoes for like a half hour, right? Except for shoes, it's more like paws. But got to experience life that way sometimes. But I think he'll be okay with it. I don't know why. You just did some nice stuff for him, so he'll probably be cool with it.
I'm just picturing like you using that in, how like in nature documentaries they try not to like get involved and like, so I picture you're just like, instead of like a camera view like zoomed in, you just take over whatever creature's eyes, like you observe through them. Like,
oh yeah,
like if you're observing like a herd of penguins, you're like, I will become that penguin, just see through his eyes.
I just wait for the straggler, and I just like, I cast it, and then like I just scurry up, and then I just sit with them for an hour.
Jesus,
as the derby penguin.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I think Muffalo will be cool with it. You give it a go. We'll see what happens.
All right, so she's gonna just announce to everybody when she gets over to the water. So she's gonna walk. She doesn't blow up. Hopefully.
Okay.
All right. So she's just gonna stand, and then she's like, let's see, willing creatures within what range? I think I just have to touch them. So.
How many? Is it like 10 or something for water walk, or am I thinking of
up
water
to 10
breathing?
willing creatures?
Okay. So yeah, we'll say you touched everybody, including Muffalo.
All right. So she takes another 10 minutes.
He touches.
Yep, he touches everybody, and then after she touches the last member of the group, she's gonna step onto the water.
Okay.
And then
a shark eats you.
And then she's just gonna bounce and like, see?
We should still check it for mines.
What awful creature
of the water? Like, is this just on the surface of the water? What does?
Yeah, like you are on top of the water. If something pulls you into the water, you will float back up to the surface at a rate of, I think it's 60 feet per round.
It's a river. It's not a super deep river, but it's probably about ranging anywhere from 3 feet deep in some of the more shallow little areas that rise up, and then you could see some areas are a little darker that might be more like 6 feet deep.
Well, no, the purpose is that the water,
I know you're walking on the
solid
top. I'm just describing for you guys to know it's not some little creek or something. It's like a fairly
like
proper
walking
river.
Against the direction of like a flat escalator or like a treadmill.
She's like,
the
well,
water's right against us.
She's like, well, if you stay still, it's gonna like drag you that way. I mean, you gotta walk against it.
Yeah, it's a bit like a treadmill for sure.
Okay.
So I'm gonna basically have to sprint once I get out there.
Yeah, your guys will be fighting against the current. So yep.
All right.
Fighting against the current or getting blown up by bombs you can't see. I'd rather sweat for a little bit than get blown up again.
You're assuming they didn't put them in the water.
Well, the thing is, you can't break the surface of the water, so unless the trigger is above the surface of the water, you can't hit it. Like, you literally.
How does the pressure works? If you're pushing down on the water, you push enough pressure to trigger that.
It's magic. I don't gotta explain this shit. you don't go into the water. Done. It's like
Sybil's going to remain on the land, and she'll follow along the river path, but she will continue to look for mines.
Okay. What do the rest of you want to do?
I'm just gonna walk over with Muffalo, and I'm gonna put one foot out into the water. And when I realize that I don't like go anywhere, I'm gonna step on, and then I'm gonna turn to Muffalo and be like, "This is cool. Jump out here, buddy." And then I'm sure he's gonna be a little nervous about trying this, but he might actually get a little agitated because he can't play in the water at this point. But
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come out and eventually.
All
What
right.
happens if he tries to drink the water while he's doing water walking? Can like his beak get into the water? Magic.
I
So
imagine it can, because you can go under the water. It just pulls you back up to the surface, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
you're
okay.
walking. Yeah.
Yeah, it says if the target creature is submerged in a liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
so he'd have to force his face into the water because the magic wants to pull him out the water.
Oh, he'll try.
Yeah. And then you see him kind of playing around with that effect a little bit as he shoves his face in the water and it like bobs back up like a buoy being when you push a buoy down and it kind of bobs back up quickly to the surface. So
I grab him by his collar and I'm like, no, we're going. Come on.
you can see he's been trying to get at. There's some fish deeper down. Every now and then you see something swim by.
Now, I know there's rocks like over here in this area. I'm purposely avoiding the rocks and stepping on the water.
Okay. Got it. You guys can move yourselves along. Just move like, one space at a time.
I'm more keeping an eye out for mine as I walk.
Okay, give me either investigation or perception.
So as soon as I step onto the water, I'm going to work smarter, not harder, and use shape water as I walk forward to halt the water underneath my feet. So it's not like
Sick.
I'm walking against a treadmill. I'm just walking on an unmoving surface.
Nice. So many
Fudge
cool
rolls
tricks.
his eyes. He's like, really?
Would that be an obvious visual that your water under your feet was different than ours?
Yeah. Because it only affects a limited space. You'd see the current moving against us, but then when it gets to me, it like splits and goes around a completely calm patch of water underneath my feet.
So if Crystal walks directly behind you, what happens?
It would kind of, the current would rejoin itself behind me, but there's probably enough space right behind me or right in front of me for you to walk as well, because it's a 5-foot square area that it affects. So we just have to be like right up against each other as we walk.
I'd probably follow the same path then that Seth is taking, close but not sort of uncomfortably close. But I would also be probably trying to stay fairly close to the same shore that Sybil is on. I
Okay.
don't think I'd be really embracing it
from everyone's position. That makes sense. Okay.
And I rolled a 17.
A
They're gonna be
17.
moving fairly slowly, so I'm going to assume I have enough time to do investigation while keeping up with them because they're walking on treadmills, except for one of them.
17. Okay. Go ahead and move. Sybil, when you get right there, you notice that directly in front of you, you see that there's just the slightly raised earth that looks like it forms a shape of in a strange circular shape. It's almost imperceptible, but you get the sense that there's something there.
Here or here?
I'll mark it.
On the dirt or on the water side? Yeah.
On the dirt in front of you.
Okay.
Here.
means because she's forced to, she'll go here. Check out this space here before stepping there.
That appears to be okay.
Okay.
Does Sybil tell us that there's a bomb there or something
She
suspicious?
points. Because she's not breathing, she can't talk to you.
All right.
She points and then she shakes her head. Like, don't know.
All right, so Kieran's gonna call over to you. Like, is there a way to get it without making it go, boom?
Continues to shake her head.
Actually, give me
Oh, she's not telling him if there is a way. Is it intentional? Nope.
Oh, okay. If it's intentional, that's fine.
She
I was
doesn't
gonna
care
say
if there's
give
a
me
way.
a.
She does not want them playing with bombs.
Okay, if you don't care, then that's fine. Then it's a no.
I mean, I'm sure there's a way to dig them up, as there are a way in real life to dig up old mines, but no, we're not playing with the mines.
Does Kieran want to do some sort of roll to see if they know anything about mine recovery randomly?
I don't even know if like would she even have that in her wheelhouse?
I do not think you would, so that's why the DC would be very high, but your mother superior has been in some weird shit, and so I could arguably say with a high enough DC she would have maybe told you something, because your mother superior seems to have gotten around in her time.
All right, I'll roll. Just like
it'll be a history.
All right, let's see.
Very high DC.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Because Crystal works with firearms and munitions, might she have an awareness of that?
You are much more likely to know this. So,
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, for you, it would be, I would say either history or to know if you recall any information of, when you were learning about your firearms and stuff, if you might have just come across this information in terms of knowledge that you were given. I'd also, for you, because you just have an understanding for how these things work to a point. Like, you don't have a arcanist's understanding or anything like that, or a mechanist's understanding, but you have a basic understanding of how your equipment works. So I could make an argument for an intelligence check either. So either an intelligence check or a history check. I think they're both intelligence stats anyway, so it probably doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, this is not going to be fabulous. I think that was possibly the day she wasn't paying really close attention, but we'll see. No, she definitely was not paying attention that day. That would be an 8.
Okay. So, with an 8 in your background, you understand that these things do have triggers to them. You understand that there is potentially a way to disarm them. You would know that it is pretty difficult. It involves having a greater knowledge of it, or having a very calm or very almost like surgeon's approach, right? Like, you need very still and precise, dexterous fingers to kind of get in, find the trigger point, disarm it. But you know that disarming it is possible, though very tricky and difficult. But someone skilled in things like lockpicking or anything like that might be someone that would be have a decent chance at something like that. But you are unaware of the knowledge specifically of how to do it. You just know in theory that it can be done, and that usually these type of people are good at it.
Yeah, I have thieves' tools and tinker's tools, and but that's a little outside the sort of thing.
Yep, you know that the tools that you have are capable of disarming it, but you're not sure if you would be successful at it. You've never come across it or disarmed any of these yourself before.
Yeah, I'll just sort of look at Kieran and just kind of shake my head. Just sort of don't even go there.
You can certainly try.
And then, like, in exasperation, Kieran's gonna go like, "Well, that's stupid. If I had one, I can find the rest of them."
Sybil will take one of her torches out, and using my blade, I'm going to try to pull off a twig-sized piece of stick from it, then tear a piece of the sash that I'm wearing, the tie-dye sash that I'm wearing, and tie it to the end of it and stick it in the ground, not on top of it, but like
Okay, I
next
was
to
gonna
the
say,
circle, just to mark kind of a general, hey, there's something here.
Okay, yeah. Make a flag marker. Sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm probably going to shave off a few more pieces of sticks to have them on hand.
Okay.
Kind of, like, tuck them into the sash, roll them up into the sash to hold them for now.
That's
Someone's not
doable.
going to be happy when I get back to the tavern, but I'm going to tear up their sash.
That is doable. He has more.
For a really good cause. That's a brilliant idea.
Well, she's starting to realize
Yeah.
this not breathing thing is giving communication problems, so she just starts marking everything.
Fudge is a really good. He has cartographer's tools and stuff, so he can. He's gonna just start mapping things out. So like wherever Sybil, you point out where they're at, he's gonna like just quickly start drawing this area that he can see and start marking them. I would say I don't know, maybe I can roll or something for how precise that could be. Like where the mines are, or where she's like, pointing out mines and stuff as we go.
For this particular, I think you could pinpoint this spot fairly well because it's right in between a major mortar trench or mortar hole and the river, and there's some big boulders up ahead. So I think you have enough to triangulate. I'm not going to make you roll for it. If you were in terrain where it was a bit flatter and it could get confused with other things, I might have you. So basically, knowing you have cartographer's tools, the way I like to handle checks sometimes is based on situation. In this situation, I think you're skilled enough to handle marking it fairly accurately without a roll. So you have enough to triangulate position. So I think you're good.
I'm just gonna like kind of yell over, not yell, but just kind of speak up over to someone. Be like, you point them out, I'll mark them down. Also, and you keep doing what you do because I like that also.
She nods.
Now, if you want to try to recall where Sefthi had pointed out a previous one, that would require a roll because it's been a little while since that happened.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna move forward. Like he's not gonna like try to mark those down right now. And
Got it.
If we come back, I might stop. I might have a stop and then kind of relook for those and then mark them down.
Okay. Moving forward.
Avoiding the rocks.
Sybil, give me a perception check. Or actually, what's your passive?
10.
Your passive is 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you're actively investigating and stuff, so
Yeah.
this will be a perception because it's not specifically what you're investigating for at the moment.
Oh, a natural 20.
Uh,
Or a total of 20.
okay, awesome. Bingo. Nestled right between these two boulders, you see underneath some debris, it's the telltale sign of a large shell that indicates where the bomb is located. You found it.
Like the bomb?
The bomb.
The bomb.
Man, we should have went this way before.
She's gonna motion things up and she's gonna go kind of like, hey, stop. She's gonna point down there and she's gonna go, big explosion.
Oh, crap. Okay, so
We have the bomb.
how do we stop it from blowing up?
I'm gonna look around.
I understand this right. It's kind of down in a hole. We have to try to get
It's
stuff off of it.
nestled.
Buried under.
It's nestled between two boulders, a larger one and a smaller one. There appears to be some debris that's fallen around it that you could kind of lift and move off of it to get to the panel.
Yeah. We need to access the crystal inside. It needs to be removed. Who here has the steadiest of hands?
So, and I will say that you guys, let's see. Yeah, you definitely need some of the steady hand. Useful things in this situation, from what you recall, from what you were told about the bomb, is that it's arcane in nature. And obviously, to disarm it would take very steady hands as well to disarm it from the arcane trigger. So, do with that information what you will. I just want to kind of recap a little bit of what you heard in terms of approaching this thing.
So what sort of roles or what sort of skills would that?
Sure, I can be
Image
transparent with
looking
you guys about that.
dexterity.
So it's definitely going to be, you want someone who's got good like sleight of hand or dexterity. Basically, this is going to be more of a dex based thing as well as arcana. So there could be 2 people approaching this together. There could be 1 person that's skilled in both of those things. You guys can kind of determine how you want to approach that.
Fudge is none of that.
I have a +3 to sleight of hand.
Yeah, I got a -1 to everything in dexterity, so not me.
And I have a +6 to stealth, but
Basically looking
my
for whoever
arcana
has
sucks.
I don't think we have anyone intelligence based, so all of our arcana is going to be less than great.
So whoever has with if no one proficient in arcana in this group. Ooh, I know where I'm attacking. Are you proficient in arcana? All right, you might be the arcana person in the group then.
That might be you.
So situation as you see it, you're going to need to pull the panel off. You could either use strength or you can, take some tools out to meticulously unscrew things in the panel to remove that. Once the panel is removed, I'm going to need a perception or investigation check to see what the situation is like inside of it. Then we're going to need an arcana check to help understand it. If we don't have that, it's okay. We could see what we figure out, and then there will be the dexterity sleight of hand to do the disarming. So just to be clear about what you guys are dealing with. So who's doing what? Who's approaching it? First step is removing the panel. How do you guys want to approach that?
If I have thieves' tools and tinker's tools, would those give me advantage at all?
Thieves' tools are required. Thieves' tools or tinker's tools are what is required to disarm it. It does not give you advantage. It just allows you to actually do it, because you're going to need those tools.
Okay.
But that's to disarm it, not to get into it, right?
You could also potentially use it to get into it. There's 2 approaches to getting into it. You can muscle the thing open, or use tools to get the panel open. But disarming it will require an element of probably arcana and sleight of hand.
I mean, worst case scenario, I can rip it off, rip the thing. I could try. Someone's got a crowbar.
Oh, I've got a crowbar.
Oh.
I will cast guidance on whoever's going to do whatever.
If you've got a crowbar, I can try to pop that sucker right off.
Why don't we try using some tools on it first?
That's what the crowbar is.
The crowbar, I'm worried about jostling too much and activating the crystal.
All right, well, I'm gonna stand over there though.
It doesn't matter where you stand. If this thing goes off, you're dead.
I feel safer over there though.
Okay. And I only say that because if it was a matter of just yanking it off, I could have done that.
As Fudge is kind of step into the side, I would like to just look around and see if we've got anything coming towards us, if I can hear anything. Just
give me a perception check.
All right. That is a 12.
The sounds that you heard before sound like they're getting a little bit louder, but you don't see anything and you still can't quite pinpoint where they're coming from. But they're a little bit louder than they were before.
I'm gonna tell the group as I'm walking, like, whatever is around here is getting a little closer. So we don't have all day to do this.
Crystal
Let's just be.
I said, Crystal, sounds like you have the tools. I can try to understand what's going on inside as you're pulling it out, if you'd like.
Okay, does anybody else want to give it a try, or do y'all want me to try first?
Go for it.
Okay,
Go for
while
it.
you guys are all having this conversation, can I get a new, fresh round of stealth rolls, please?
Plus 10 with my
No.
Mess Without Trace. Mess Without
No.
Trace.
Doesn't matter.
I wasn't. I would. Do you want a stealth roll? Because I wasn't purposely stealthing.
Pass without trace is on. If you weren't purposefully stealthing, I guess I would default you to 10. I don't know. Is there such thing as a passive stealth? I don't.
There is. Like
What
every skill
is-
has like a passive. I don't know what it is for
It would
for this.
It
10
would
plus
be.
your
It'd be
modifier.
10 plus the modifier. So for me, it would just be a flat 10 because I'm not proficient.
Okay.
plus pass without trace, which would put you at 20.
Oh, could we add pass without a trace onto what we roll?
Yep.
Yes.
And that gives us a plus 10?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
I rolled a natural 20, but I have disadvantage, so that makes it an 11. Minus 1, that makes me 10, and I'm gonna get to 20 after pass without trace. So that's how that goes.
Okay.
It's funny. It's funny. I have that exact same thing, except for I have a +1 instead of a -1, so I got 21
I
There you
get
go.
29.
or 22.
Okay.
Kieran is going to rely on her passive stealth.
Okay.
Oh, and,
20.
And Muffalo.
I got a 22.
It
Okay.
is the safe. It is the safest option for her. Since she has disadvantage on stealth.
And Muffalo
feel
roll.
that one.
Muffalo rolled an 18.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Continue.
I imagine this thing's wedged this direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will move around to... Well, I'll stay over on, like, prop myself up on this rock looking down, since I don't have to be as close to check out what's happening inside as she's speaking things off, and let her get the closer, lower ground side so she can stabilize.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm using sleight of hand.
You need to move
try
your way back on the river,
Oh,
so if
sure.
you could
I'm
just
sorry.
kind of move your character forward. Are you going to follow the water up?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
follow the edge of the water up.
Okay.
And
And you
then,
did see me move through right here,
yeah,
right here.
and I would
right
certainly
here.
not step onto shore there, and I would come up here.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm standing on the water. I tap her. I give her guidance.
Okay.
So now what does guidance give
And
me?
where is everybody else? Are you guys all where you are on the screen right now?
I'm exactly where I'm at on the map. Yeah.
It gives you a D4.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
staying
Another
where I am as well, but real quick, as everyone's moving into position,
Mm-hmm.
could I take a moment to put on my veil sight goggles?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to be sure there isn't like a spirit there who's a real dick and just waiting for us to open this thing up so we can trigger it.
That's fair. So you put the goggles on and you look around and you notice that there are some what I'll describe as benign spirits. They're spirits that haven't fully taken their even incorporeal form. Like you're just able to kind of see through the veil, and you could, in a space where there is so much death, you anticipated seeing some spirits, but there are some that have just a bit more brightness to them, that have a bit more activity to them, that you can you've seen it enough now to you could tell the difference between something that is potentially dangerous and something that is just kind of going through its motions and is still on the farther side of the veil than closer to your side, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So you see a lot that are more on that farther side of the veil. There's just, this battlefield is littered with them. But a lot of them are stuck in these like death loops where you see them it's kind of interesting as you look out on the battlefield. You focus in on certain points, you see different things happen, like something that looks like what would have happened, a reaction to a mortar shell falling and bodies flying out, someone getting hit or stabbed, and you see struggles and battles, something that got hit by what looks to be an arcane blast, and just looking past, you see a few of them kind of stuck in these death loops, and then others that are just kind of meandering aimlessly, but nothing that seems to be alarming to you. Nothing that seems that it's even taking any recognition of your presence. But it's a shocking sight, and you've never seen quite this many in one place before, I would say.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that's how this place would be. It's why I've been refraining from using these goggles so far. But seeing that it seems relatively okay, there isn't anything waiting to trigger this thing, I will take the goggles back off because I don't want to be looking at all of that this whole time.
It's a good call.
Will you tell the party then that it's safe to proceed?
I will, yeah.
Okay.
Real fast, spell components. Did we come with anything prepared ahead of time, or did we set something up? I think we had to find when we're here.
Spell component wise, if it does not involve a gold cost, then we assume that you brought it with you, that you have that. If it does, if it something that consumes a special item or consumes a gold cost, that is something you have to seek out or ask for specifically.
It doesn't consume it, but it takes it. So
yeah, if it has a gold value, then you'll need to acquire that first.
I didn't think about that before we left, so my bad. Alright. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
So we have to remove the panel first.
Okay, so the first roll is a 16 on the main dice, plus a 3, which is 19, plus sleight of hand for 3 is 22.
Okay. So you use your tools, you get down and start unscrewing the panel using your thieves' tools, and carefully you lift up the panel after it is unscrewed and set it aside. Nothing happens, and you're able to see the inside. You see there's different areas as you peer inside. You see some areas have these kind of gear mechanisms. There's some sort of copper wiring in places, and glowing faintly towards the back, connected to some of these wires, is this glowing blue crystal that has runes wrapping around it.
I try to understand what's going on in this thing to try and help guide her a little more.
That would involve an Arcana check or an intelligence, I think, essentially, for this.
It's the same either way for me. So
I would cast guidance, whoever's going to do the thing.
Alright. Bad. So
I could make, actually, with you, I can make an argument for history, too, if you have better history.
It's all the same.
Okay.
16 plus 4 is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Plus 0. So.
That's really good. So a dirty 20. And what were you, just so I know how to flavor it, what would you say you were using? Were you trying to recall memories about these devices? Were you trying to use your basic understanding of Arcana? Or were you trying to just logic it out?
Probably logic it out. To be honest, she probably doesn't have too much history with these things, except, she didn't actually work on these things or have direct contact with them. And she's not trained in Arcana, so she'd be trying to just figure it out.
Okay. So taking a look at things, you kind of follow some of the copper wiring, and you see these and like little sections where it was, I don't know the word to describe it. Picture like in the Matrix, when they're like stuck in the things that are like stuck into people, like those connector spots.
Yeah.
But that's on the crystal. So these wires are kind of like stuck onto the crystal in various points and places. They seem to be very purposefully placed, and there are 3 different colors to the copper wiring. One is a little more like gold tinted, another is more silver tinted, and another is just a true bare copper. You can tell that one of those wires is going to be the one that will disarm the device. Another one of the wires is probably connected to a a fail-safe timing device, so it might start a countdown of some kind. And the other wire has a chance of causing an explosion, of causing a trigger.
All right, I'll be explaining all that out loud as I kind of went through it, so that Crystal was getting a full gist of everything I was seeing. Just trying to add anything I can.
But with logic alone, that's all you're able to gather. Maybe with an arcana a perspective, you guys can gather a little bit more intel. But using your logicking it out, you can tell that it's those three things are going to happen, but you don't know what order.
So if she logicked it out and kind of realized that I need to understand the magic behind it, would she be able to make the arcana check to try and understand which one does which?
I would say the
the
DC is going to be higher this time because you've already kind of started looking over it. Might be
better than going in blind.
Might be better to have someone else try, but
Kieran's gonna go. I can sort of ask about one of the wires. You know, and then she points up. She goes, they don't like when you ask too many questions about the same thing in a row or in the same day or year.
Any answer would help. I'll look back over at the rest of the group. Go, anyone trained in Arcana, we could really use a hand. We have 3 wires, but we can't tell which is which.
You just see Fudge kind of like picking something out of his beard and just like, oh.
Well, Kieran, if you ask for one, we go from maybe having a third of a chance to a half of a chance. So why don't we try that to start?
And if we're lucky, the one is the one we want.
So what were the colors again? Copper,
Silver and
gold and silver.
The color of our money.
Yep. All right. She's going to. Is there like a safe place on the ground I can sit? Because I need to stand for a bit, and
She'll
I don't
point
want to.
here.
All right.
Right next to the riverbank.
She's gonna stand there, and she's going to ritualistically cast augury.
Okay. Could you post augury for me? I always forget the
Sure.
donations.
Let's see.
Is that the wheel and woe one?
Yep.
Yeah, and I just forget which one is which sometimes.
Can't blame you. It's not you, super optic.
Are you dropping that in our Roll20, Ezra?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it in Roll20. Just give me a second, because Roll20 won't let me do the display to freaking
Of course not.
thing. It's being a doofus.
Oh, is the D&D Beyond extension being a jerk?
Yeah, hold on. Augury. I'm not casting it because I'm not using a spell slot. I just want to display.
Okay.
You might have to. Yeah, there it goes.
Okay. Did you? The only reason I'm bringing this up is because Sybil asked a second ago about the gold cost. So did you already have this with you from before, from previous games? Have you cast this before?
I've casted. The little weird stick thing. I cast it in, I think, one of the previous campaigns. So she has one. You're talking.
She has a set. Okay. All
well,
right.
it's not like she literally has like. Whenever I do it, I always like basically have like a really nice piece of lumber, and then it's just inlaid, so it just looks like a fancy,
That's fine.
like a fancy short stick.
Yeah, if you've cast it before, then we'll say that you had that with you from previous campaigns, and we'll say that will carry on because I said all your items that you had on you will carry on. But it does have a gold cost, which is, I just gave Sybil the, I just shot her down about that, gold cost material thing. So I just wanted to be fair for a second. But if you've had it before, I can see that argument. Okay. So which one are you asking about?
She is going to go, like, I am sorry to bug you, but this is really important, because a lot of people could die. Like, if we cut that gold wire, something bad gonna happen.
The gold wire? Is
Yeah,
something bad gonna happen?
Yep.
Okay. So you see the you cast your ornately carved wood sticks, I think is what you said they were, the wood ones.
Yeah, she just has like she basically has it looks kind of like a large keychain dangle, but
Mhm.
it's primarily just like like a wood short dowel with like a bunch of moon and star inlays in it.
Okay. And you see that there's the one of them has the dominant symbol of your goddess on it, the which usually means that it's like a moon symbol on it. I think we'll say it's like 3 crescent moons or something like that. Like it's usually a sign of indication of good. It's an indication of wheel that stands out to you.
That's for the gold wire?
That's what you asked about.
All right. So like, her eyes roll back out of her head. Because I always figure when you do an augury, it's always like, you're communing with something that's not on the plane. So you just like, it's like that whole sight beyond sight, scary stuff.
Divination. And when your eyes roll back, you guys, when you look at her, you see there seems to be this like dark midnight blue and purple and these like kind of stars sparkling. It's not just the whites of her eyes like you would expect.
Makes it a little less creepy. Kind of.
And when she snaps out of it, she goes like, all right, so if we cut the gold wire, we shouldn't go boom. But I don't know anything beyond that.
We'll look at Crystal.
Okay, shall we cut the gold wire then?
All right, I'm still going to cast guidance on her.
Okay, and with the guidance and your tools in hand, leaning down, getting the gold wire that's attached to the arcane crystal as indicated by both Kieran and Sybil, showing you exactly where to cut. Let's see if you've got a steady enough hand. Go ahead and give me that sleight of hand.
Okay.
And add the D4 for guidance.
$15.
All right. So, you go 15, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You lean in to cut very carefully, trying to hold your hand as still as possible. You get the cutters just around the wire, feel it sinking in, put the pressure upon it, severing it. You wait a moment. You see the pulse in the crystal start to brighten, start to quicken, and then immediately fades and goes dim.
I looked at Cephas and I'm like, are we dead?
I ask that question of myself remarkably often.
Good job,
I feel like
guys.
we would have felt it, right? Like if it went boom.
I hope when it happens, we don't feel it.
That's fair.
Oh.
So is the crystal now dimmer than it was?
It is now, it started dimming and then went out. It is a dull, just opaque white crystal now with runes
Oh
on it.
wow.
No glow is left in it.
We should take that with us as proof.
Kieran is going to like go down to her knees, and she's going to take out her rosaries, and she's going to like say a prayer to Saloon, and thank her for her wisdom and guidance.
As you're kneeling and praying, you feel kind of that chill but comforting air and sense of like jasmine and other night blooming flowers that you've come to associate with your goddess, and you feel this sense of comfort wash over you. And then you feel a kind of a nudging in trying to pull your focus off to the side.
Like physically?
It's spiritually, but
Okay.
indicating that you need to pay attention to something in the physical realm.
Crystal, can you finish removing the crystal so we can take it with us?
I would say that you gathered that she wants you to feel comforted but also wary, like you are still potentially in danger.
Okay.
Okay. So, do I need to roll to cut the next wire?
No, you go ahead and cut the wires and nothing happens. You're able to remove the crystal successfully.
Okay, so I'm going to take out the crystal and I'm going to hand it to Sybil.
Awesome.
I'm going to look at her and I'm going to say, I guess that's why they call me Crystal, huh? And then she passes out.
She's like,
She just
Karen's-
faints.
Wow. And you guys hear a little louder now with all your passive perceptions, the sound of some kind of snarling, like some creature is snapping at another version of itself. Like two creatures are snapping at each other, and they're very close now. Anyone have a passive perception above 14?
Yep.
perception? No.
16 right here.
You, Fudge, know there is something likely in the trench right beside you guys.
I'm just gonna kind of like wave over at everybody and try to get their attention. I don't want to say anything too loudly, but like, we need to go. Let's go.
All right. So Kieran's gonna whisper to Sybil, like, I think my goddess was trying to warn me. We should get out of here, like, now. And she's gonna try and pick up like Crystal and be like, not a good time to pass out.
Give me stealth checks, please.
Yeah, fuck.
If you guys
Passive, or can I use my passive again?
give me an
Pass,
active one, please, because I figure
I'm
you
gonna
were gonna
ask.
try to be quiet here.
I'm gonna ask.
I'm gonna make you roll.
I think with the two explosions and all the stress, I just feel that Crystal would just be done, sort
Yeah.
of.
Well, with the
I
plus
think
10,
she'd
I
come
got a
around,
15.
I rolled an 18 and Muffalo rolled a 25.
Okay, 18, 25. What was that, Kieran?
15.
15. Okay.
That's why I didn't want to roll.
I know, but I had to make you.
12.
12. Okay. And
Even with past
Septus?
traits on you?
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
I
we're
rolled
both wearing heavy armor, so we have to roll on disadvantage.
Well,
I
I'm
am
not
too.
wearing heavy armor, and I only rolled a 15.
Okay.
Well, I rolled disadvantage also, and I still got decent.
Now, would I roll because I'm unconscious at this moment, or?
Nope, someone's carrying you, so until they kind of perk you back up. You're there.
Well, I mean, as she's dragging her along, she's gonna be like lightly tapping her on the cheek, like, wake up. It's like...
Fudge is gonna put his spear away, put his shield away, and he's gonna move as quickly as he can up to help pull Crystal along.
Let me roll for some things here.
How long did all of that take? Because the walk on water only lasts an hour.
I'd say it's been maybe, with you guys kind of carefully make your way up the river and on the side, it's only been about 20 minutes or so for that. And then disarming the bomb, I think you guys taking the time doing, kind of asking for checking out the results of the wheel and stuff like that. That was probably another like tense 20 minutes or so. So it's been maybe about 45 minutes since the water walk. So you've got, I'd say, about 15 minutes left on it. So you guys see this clawed hand kind of come up from the side of the trench, starting to lift himself out, and you see his face and those gaunt, ugly eyes of one of these creatures. His tongue lolls out as he continues to pull himself up, and that's where we'll end tonight's game and see how you guys get out. Now gotta book it out of the minefield.
No, we're gonna run along the river and BTFO.
That sounds like a good plan. And I'm sure you guys will be fine.
Too.
Yep.
Yeah, that will help us.
Treadmill. That'll be actually kind of amusing to see him try to follow you guys there.
I think Sybil's going to try and take Crystal because the short person should not be trying to carry her.
I'm super strong. I can drag her for days and not be a problem.
You gotta drag her. That's the point.
That's fine. I'll put her on my shoulder. I'll wield whatever I gotta do.
Sure, you guys are gonna be fine, but you guys did alert the creatures towards the end there, so we'll see how that turns out. But you guys, that was real smart, Karen. Well done with that, thinking of narrowing down the choices like that. I was really curious after I set this up, and I was like, this could be really bad. But I trust you guys to think of some clever shit, and you guys definitely did. So good job pulling it out.
Happened to pick the right one. That was,
yeah, it was just a lucky choice.
So
I mean, it's just how she is. She, like, of all the colors she's gonna pick, she's obviously gonna pick gold. That's
right. Okay. Put things behind silver things before. Yeah, I know. I would have thought she would have said silver.
Oh no.
So. Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Chimera Collective, Darkness in Darvasta. We'll be back with episode 5 on August 8th. So you can see us again on August 8th because we'll play every other Monday. But that's not the only show that we have going on. We do have several other shows. We've got a couple of shows that are kind of filling in for other ones. Tomorrow is going to be, it's Into the Wilds, right?
Into the Wildlands.
Okay. Tomorrow's Into the Wildlands, so check that out. That is kind of our taking the place of our Destiny Forged game, which is on a temporary hiatus. And then we have alternating Saturday games of Withered Waste and Wayward Wanderers, so check those out as well. And I'm not sure if we're doing the Behold lore right now or if that's also on hiatus.
That one's also on hiatus. Yep.
Okay, but we do have old episodes that are really awesome to check out of our Behold lore episodes. So I can't talk no more. You can check out our YouTube for past episodes as well as some of the VODs on our channel. So we look forward to you guys joining us and tuning in for our other shows as well as for this one and on the 8th. So thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your weeks. And have a good night. Bye.
Bye.